Hello and welcome to a sunlit Heywood Road this afternoon where it's League One action. It's Swinton Lions taking on Rochdale Hornets. My name's Dave Parkinson, delighted to be in the company of Steve McCormack. And Steve, this looks like it's going to be a big game, doesn't it?
100%. I think this will be the game of the season so far. A lot at stake for both teams. Local derby. Both coming off the back of some good results in the last few weeks as well, and both teams scoring a lot of points. So I think you're right, Dave. I think it'll be a great game. And
probably both sides perhaps not doing quite as well as they might have expected. They both had losses against the same teams, to be honest, haven't they? The Keighley Cougars and North Wales Crusaders. Yeah, and both teams you've mentioned are outstanding at the moment, aren't they? You know, they've beaten everybody in the way, especially Keighley. But I think when you look at this game now, you know, both teams are side to side in the league table. They'll have highlighted this, that it's very early in the season, but it is a must-win. Both sides have got some fantastic attacking players. You know, we've looked at both the sides. Swinton a little bit young, you know, within that, and you look at probably the back five of this Rochdale team with the likes of McNally and Warrancy and Dixon. Really exciting and certainly looking forward to seeing what they can do with and without the ball. So those are Steve's thoughts, but a little earlier we caught up with both coaches and this is what they had to say. Well, Alan, here we are. It's a big encounter, this, isn't it? Third versus fourth.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, I think, Dave. You know, we've got two quality sides. Ourselves, Keighley, Rochdale and North Wales seem to be pulling away from everybody else, so it's a massive game and it's really important we get the win today.
What are you expecting from Rochdale?
Loads of attack, loads of shape. You know, they've got characters all over the field. Penkovic, Rangi Chase, you know, Gavin Benyon, ex-player Swinton, Fui Moy. They've got talent all over the field. But the focus has been about us, really, this week. It's all been about us.
So tell us a little bit more about what you're expecting then.
I'm expecting us to be really composed and be really structured in how we go about our performance, be really disciplined, you know, knock sets off where people might think they're boring sets, but the sets what we tick off and we finish on good points of the ground, really. So it's all about composure today for ourselves.
Steve's also picked out as well the fact that it's a much younger side that you've got.
Yeah, certainly, and that's the future for me. You know, we've got players who have probably been told they're not good enough at other clubs, you know, so they've got a point to prove as well, and the ethos for me is youth. I think this game, you know, moving forward, you've got to be young and enthusiastic and something to play for.
Thanks a lot, Alan. Best of luck today.
Cheers, mate.
This is another big game for your Rochdale Hornets side. How have you been approaching today?
Well, it's been a bit tricky really because we've had a 2-week period with no games, obviously with the Challenge Cup, and then we had the bye week, and that can sort of work both ways at times, you know. But I'm hoping that we give the players some time off. I'm hoping they come back really fresh for this game. Obviously, if you look at the league table, it's really important for us. You know, Swinton like to throw the ball about, so do we. So I'm sure it's going to be a really entertaining game. Yeah,
you've got virtually the same record, haven't you? Like for and against, virtually.
Yeah, we have. They're just in front of us, aren't they? We just got pipped by North Wales in that first game, and then we got convincingly beat by Keighley. But we were unlucky with 2 sin binnings in that game. But Keighley are the best team I've seen so far.
How are you looking today from a squad point of view?
We're looking pretty good actually. To be fair, we've got Kean Tyra's missed out, and Rangi Chase and Fury having late checks.
So that's the thoughts of both coaches. Now let's hear from Andrew Henderson, who spoke to Louis Smith earlier on this week for the last tackle.
A bit of a derby game this one, the Swinton Lions against the Rochdale Hornets from Heywood Road. And Hendo, you're obviously director of rugby at Keighley in League One, and particularly that kind of top 4 or 5 clubs in that division. It's very competitive, isn't it?
Oh, very much so, Lewis. And like I said, you know, you've got 2 teams here, Rochdale and Swinton. I think they're respectively sitting 3rd and 4th in the table. So both clubs have ambition and aspirations to gain promotion to the championship. So again, it's an important fixture for both teams. You know, they're sort of vying at the top end of the table. You know, a win for them takes them another step closer to promotion. A loss takes them another step back. So important fixture for both teams. God, and again, both teams have got some great talented players. You know, I think Rochdale, you could argue, probably got a little bit more experience in terms of some of the older sort of stalwarts within their ranks, some real quality players there. Swinton have probably got a few more younger legs in their team, but again have got that hunger and desire as well. So it'll make for an interesting clash, some ingredients there for it to be a good contest. I'd like to think probably Swinton at home may just edge it, but Rochdale have been playing some really good rugby league football at the moment, and have certainly got the quality there to get the job done.
Hi, I'm Cruz Leeming. I'm here with Mick Aletsky. Mick, what were it like playing All-Stars against me for England?
Yeah, to be honest, coming up to that game we had a bit of a thingy, didn't we? Because you and Matt Pryor played for All-Stars. So, yeah, we had a bit of competitiveness going on, but I knew if I needed a good carry, I just had to pick you out. No, it was good. You're a competitor, aren't you? So, yeah, we're good to play against you, and unfortunately you came out on the other side as a winner, and we just came up short, but yeah, it was interesting, but I think we enjoyed it, aren't we?
Yeah, it is always enjoyable, I think, playing against players that you play with at your club. That's probably the first time I've done it and then gone back to club level, but Gailey were obviously playing in that game as well, and it was nice to get one over on you boys. Hopefully we'll be on the same side this year. What are you going to do this year at club level to give yourself the best chance of being in that World Cup squad at end of year?
I think, yeah, well, that's a good question. I think it's, like I said before, there's the little things that sometimes you don't really emphasise, because week to week you think, you talk about what the team needs to do, whether it's the tactics or, where you're going to kick or what you're going to do or whether you're shifting or, but I think I need to, have a good look at my own game and the little things that we talk about, whether it's here or, on the video, on the apps that we get sent. It's the little things that I need to make sure that I nail, whether it's a big Friday night game against Wigan or Saints. I always need to know what my role is, and just because it might be a bigger game doesn't mean I need to lift my game. My game needs to be up there every week, and yeah, that's probably the main thing, to be consistent every week and be the best forward on the field. That's what I need to be. That's my ambition. Every week that needs to be my thing. And if I want to make the World Cup squad.
So that's a big weekend coming up next weekend. But I tell you what, these World Cup trophies looking resplendent here today. Isn't it brilliant that they're doing the tour of the country at the moment? So they were up in Teesside yesterday, I do believe.
Yeah, I mean, unbelievable to have all the 3 World Cups on show here. I've been seeing all the young people and the supporters that's been watching both clubs for years, and going and getting the photos taken. And what an exciting time to be a rugby league fan and also a sports fan in this country. Oh, we've got tons to look forward to, haven't we, in October and November this coming year. There it is, resplendent in all its glory, the World Cup. First competed for back in 1950. Got a big fixture next week, against the Exile side. So, yeah, exciting times and great to see those 3 trophies on show today. We are live and exclusive on the Sportsman. My name's Dave Parkinson. That was Steve McCormack. The pair of us will be in commentary with you in the next few minutes. But the 2 teams, they've done the talking, they've done the warm-ups. You've got Rochdale Hornets just making their way into the dressing room area. And let us have a look for the first time at how both of these sides line up. So first of all, we have the Swinton Lions side, and it's Dan Abram at fullback, Mike Butt, who's making his 150th career appearance today, Max Roberts and Jaden Hatton and Richard Lapori amongst the back line. In the halves, it's Lewis Elts and Jack Hanson. And then in the front row, it's Lewis Brogan, George Roby and Lewis Hatton, a back row of Rodri Lloyd and Mitch Cox, and playing loose forward this afternoon, Lewis Charnock. The interchange bench is Matty Wilkinson, Jordan Case, Billy Brickhill and Dean Meadows for head coach Alan Coleman. And if we have a look at how Rochdale Hornets line up as well, there's a lot of experience in this lineup. So they have Greg McNally at fullback, then it's Rob Urinsi, Ben Calland, Kobe Green and Kieran Dixon, who comes in on a registration from Lee Centurions. In the halves, it's Rangi Chase and Lewis Sheridan. The 2 of them have been combining superbly over the course of the season so far. It's a front row of Ben Killen, Aidan Roden and Gavin Benyon, with Ben Forster, Zach Baker
Baker on Paul Brearley, making up the back row. The interchange bench is Sean Penkovic, Joe Tierra, Connor Aspie and Fui Moi. That's just an example there, to be honest, Steve, of just what experience they have in their lineup.
Yeah, well, you look at the bench there, don't you, with Penkovic in there and Moi. Imagine 20 minutes into the game and you're feeling a bit tired defensive line and you see them two coming on, you know, fantastic players but also playing really, really well. And I'm looking at the Swinton side as well and really excited to see how Lewis Elks goes. We mentioned a lot about Rangi Chase in that Rochdale team, and rightly so, because I've just been looking at the warm-ups and they'll be sitting on that left-hand side. But on the left-hand side of Swinton, you've got a young British half-back in Lewis Elks, who's come through the systems at Widnes, and you know, looking at the warm-ups, he looks to be really ready for this game. Yeah,
it's a promising half-back pairing, to be honest. I mean, I know Jack Hansen is there amongst Swinton's top scorers this season. He's certainly one that will back up anything that any half breaks through the middle. He'll be there or thereabouts, won't he?
Yeah, Jack's a real runner, and every time he gets the ball, his first thought is, I'm going to run at you. I'm going to look at some lazy defenders or some defenders that aren't in the right place. Whereas Lewis is very similar, got a real good kicking game and can organise. So a real contrasting styles of the half-backs from both sides.
I don't know, certainly you picked up on the experience that's in the starting lineup for Rochdale Hornets this afternoon. I was having a look before the start of this game, and there's only 20 points difference between what they've both scored this season, so they both like chucking the ball about, don't they?
They do. A real exciting brand of football, and you know, why wouldn't you throw the ball around when you've got players like Dan Abram in your side? You know, Mike Boat, Max Roberts, who young player I know really well, come through the systems at Wigan, and you know, Hatton, Lepori, and then you've only got to look at this Rochdale team, really, really experienced. The back five in McNally and Warrensey, you know, Calland and Green, and a really good addition in Kieran Dixon. Watched him play quite a lot last year and was outstanding. So as you said, I think both sides and both coaches' philosophy is to throw this ball around.
It's a shame that Kieran Dixon's found himself on the outer at Lee Centurions, really, because he's a better player than that. He should be playing regular rugby league, shouldn't he?
I think so, and you know, it just shows you how strong Lee are doing. Lee are doing really, really well, and he needs to be playing regular rugby, like you said. Last season, I thought he played really, really well. His move to Lee hasn't quite worked out for him, but he'll be playing regular. He'll be playing in a good side in Rochdale, and you know, he'll be looking to find that form and hopefully kick on from there.
We're just looking over to where the teams are starting to line up. Rochdale out. There's Paul Brearley there waving to a couple of people in the crowd, obviously, that he knows, and that's the big thing about playing for these clubs. You tend to know a lot of your supporters as well, don't you? Get to know them.
You do, and I'm looking at, you know, there's going to be a line of honour now from the Swinton past players. I've been fortunate to go up and spend, you know, an hour in there prior to this commentary, and the Rochdale side's coming out, and this is what our game's all about. These are the most important people, our stakeholders, our players, and the past players of Swinton are certainly enjoying the day.
So it's Hornets who come out onto the field first of all in their change strip, black and red. Really looking forward to this one. I've had the pleasure of seeing Rochdale a couple of times this season already, and I know how they like to attack and certainly use Greg McNally. There's the man that we were talking about before, Kieran Dixon, in your screens right now. And Kobe Green, very versatile. Last time I saw him, he was playing half-back. He's in the centres this afternoon. And Swinton Lions now coming out as well, heading their way towards the halfway line. Good atmosphere that's built up here as well. I know that certainly in this ground, it's a very atmospheric place anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, I love this ground, and very, very tight, compact ground. Looking to the left of us, we've got a lot of supporters come over from Rochdale, and looking right directly opposite us, we've got the Swinton supporters. So real good atmosphere, local derby, and I think it's going to be a really exciting game, this.
So there's Greg McNally, just coming up towards the halfway line. Our match official, by the way, is Mike Manifield. There he is, just walking towards the halfway line, having a quick chat with Dan Abram. Touch judges this afternoon, Oliver Maddock and Ryan Stansfield. So we'll just be pausing for the 13 seconds that's become customary at rugby league events. Rugby league against racism in all of its forms. And we do have a couple of changes to tell you about that have been named in the line-up. So Paul Brearley is now playing in the second row. Joe Tierra has started, and Luke Fowden has moved on to the substitutes bench. So the game is away in front of us, and it's Rochdale Hornets making first use of possession, 20 metres away from their own line. Scooped off the deck and into the middle. Tell you what, that's a fierce challenge already going in there. Charnock throwing his body in. We're also being informed that the late change classes as a substitution because it was so late made. So they're going to have to perhaps do it a bit tough. But here's Roden stepping around a couple of players, working his way up to that halfway line. Rangy Chase goes over halfway, hands it on to Tierra. He offloads to Chase. Chase brushes away from one, drags it down this left-hand side, kicks forward. Tell you what, it's one to test out Lapori, and he chases back superbly.
Yeah, he's going to be busy, Lapori, on this side, isn't he? You don't know what Chase is going to do. Real good start, but great break from Abram.
Absolutely brilliant from Abram. Quick feet from him, gets as far as McNally. Put down just before the halfway line. Oh, his knock-on has been ruled against him. Well, he complains bitterly, but no official's going to change their mind. Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that, Dan. I think he's picked that ball up, made a good 15-20 metres with that. It was a good little kick from Chase, but yeah, he's got to keep control of that. He's got to grip it, a lot firmer than that. Shouting to the referee, wanting a penalty, but I think that's a good call by the ref. So we're going to have a scrum down right in centre field. Lewis Sheridan, he's the man of the moment for Rochdale Hornets. 12 tries and 61 goals this season. He's been certainly amongst the Hornets' best players this year. Feeds the scrum, comes out at the base. Roden hands it back to Sheridan. Sheridan skirts off down this left-hand side, doesn't make much ground forward. Hanson's upon him quickly. He's just a couple of metres just beyond halfway. Big run coming in from Forster. Been impressed with what I've seen of Forster this year. Very mobile second rower. He's tackled 20 metres in from touch. Now the run comes in from Benyon. Recently celebrated another call up to the Welsh squad. John Keir naming 30 players in preparation for that friendly next week. As Chase takes over, pops it into the middle. Oh, it's been spilled. The Swinton Lions have it in the form of Lewis Charnock. Yeah, just that time in that pass there from Chase, it was killing what just overran. Maybe better off just holding that ball and just let Swinton off the hook a little bit in good field position. Pori plays it to Lloyd, he passes on the inside. I tell you what, that's a decent run, and he's won the penalty just through his sheer will and want. Running up right there was Jaden Hatton. Yeah, just went in that what we call the block hole, just between the two markers and the first defender. But a real aggressive run this, and it's high. Don't think there's any malice in it, but a good call again from the ref. It just gave Swinton a fantastic opportunity. 20 metres from the Rochdale line. So Jack Hanson chips the touch, and they're 20 metres further upfield, like Steve said. Lloyd taps it. Rodri Lloyd, vastly experienced player. Also another one hoping to make his way into John Keir's Welsh plans. Here's Hatton in the middle of the field. Pops the ball back to Hanson. He shuffles it left. Great link-up play this. Tell you what, take your eyes off this game at your peril. Mitch Cox tackled just inside that 20-metre mark. Now it comes back to the middle with Charnock. He quickly hands it to his right-hand side to Brogan. He's made a good fist of semi-pro rugby league after having represented Lee Miners for several years. Now it's sent down the left-hand side, but Charnock's put it down. Disappointed in that one. It is, and that's what I saw Elts doing in the warm-up, what I alluded to at the beginning of the game. His first thing is he's running here now, but he's got to have his hands up. Maybe the pass from Elts was a little bit too firm, just little soft hands there, but just goes to show I think they'll be loading that left edge up there now and really testing that Rochdale right side. Yeah, they certainly seem to have about 6 or 7 attackers down that side then, didn't they? They do. They overloaded that left-hand side there now, and I think wherever Abram will line up, I think the ball generally goes there, and I think on that occasion they had the opportunity, they had the right setup. It was just the execution of the play let him down. 4 minutes of the game gone, and that's a stern tackle on Kieran Dixon, who'll play just a couple of metres out from his own line. Rochdale trying to clear their lines. The crowd bays for a penalty. It's not forthcoming. Ball is played inside that 20-metre line, and there's Benyon once more, slips the ball out. That's a brilliant offload for Roden. Roden weaves his way forward for a further 5 or 6 metres. spent time on loan with Whitehaven last year in the Championship. Plays it in centre field, handed on to Joe Taylor. Taylor gets down the ground. Good defence so far from Swinton Lions. They'll be happy with this land that they're restricting Hornets on. Sent down the right-hand side. Perhaps a bit suspect on the pass, but it's reached Rob Warintzy now. Steps back on the infield. Wrestled down by 3. Rolled on his back. Last tackle has been reached. Referee Mr. Manifield had his arm aloft, and the kick comes in from Sheridan. Oh, it's a high one, a hanging one. It'll fall right in centre field. Sheridan takes it, but he's all wrapped up. It was almost like Swinton were waiting for him to chase through and take it and let him make the decision.
It was, yeah, and you know, it ended up being a good kick because I think the defensive pressure that this Swinton team put on the kicker there, you know, made him kick it high, couldn't go long, made him kick it on Swinton's terms, chased the kick himself. But good work from Lloyd there just to wrap him up on that tackle.
Hope you're enjoying the early coverage so far of this one, live and exclusive on the Sportsman this afternoon. Steve McCormack alongside Dave Parkinson, and now Swinton getting back on track, coming down the middle. There's Hatton rushing away from a couple. Tell you what, he's action-packed, he's down the ground, he's made 20 metres solid as you like through the middle, and he's after a quick play the ball as well. It's been picked up, and scurrying forward here is Roby. Roby on loan from Huddersfield, gains another 15 metres. On the attack goes Swinton Lions. Laboured pass to this right-hand side, but he eventually reaches Hanson. Then he goes to Rodri Lloyd. Good defence in the end. Had to be an excellent tackle from Kieran Dixon. Hanson once more, handed on to Charnock. Charnock straightening things up. He's reached the last tackle of this set now, and it goes right to Hanson. Hanson, will he put boots on ball? No, he won't. He'll find an offload. Rodri Lloyd putting it back on the infield. Here's Brogan, stepping around, straightening up. Oh, he's worked his way through. That's brilliant from Lewis Brogan. Lovely footwork from him, and he's ended up touching down.
I thought they made a bit of a mess of this last play as well, first of all, Dave, but it was that man, Jack Hanson, as well. He's touched the ball a couple of times on that occasion there now, and they brought the ball back inside. And the good, impressive thing about this Swinton team is they just stayed alive. They had numbers around the ball. And just see there now, it was a great left-handed fend there now, and a well-deserved try. And you know, Brogan just stayed alive from late footwork near the line, and a well-deserved try for Swinton.
Yeah, it just opened up for him in the end, didn't it?
It did. I think some of these middle players there now, I think it was Benyon in the middle for Rochdale, and a couple of the other players just switched off a little bit. And one thing that both sides have got the ability to do is offload, like we've seen in the early parts of this game, and on that occasion Swinton did it, and well-deserved try. Definitely
first blood to that Swinton middle. You saw that excellent run coming in, first of all from Lewis Hatton earlier in the set, and then the touchdown from Brogan. Lining up this conversion attempt now. He's one of the top goal kickers within our sport. Dan Abram puts it right between the uprights. It's 6 points to 0. Goal number 71 for his season.
What a great start. Great start to the game. Both sides playing a real good brand of football. Some tough runs, tough carries from the middles. Both halfbacks getting it, and just another shot of this, just some late footwork there. And a good start, because the initial part of the game, Rochdale put Swinton under some real pressure. But everything you want from a player there: footwork, fend, good speed, and a great start for Swinton.
8 minutes of the game gone. 6 points to 0 in favour of the Swinton Lions here on the Sportsman this afternoon. Restart comes in from Sheridan. Jaden Hatton sets himself and takes the ball. Takes it forward as well. Skip past Forster in the first instance. Wrapped up by 3. It'll be a slow play the ball, this one too. Lepore is in at dummy half. He darts towards the middle. Good hard-fought metres there from Lepore. Roby out of dummy half, puts it right. Hanson uses Rodri Lloyd. You've always got to put numbers on Rodri Lloyd, haven't you, because of his footwork.
He's a good player, and he's lining right on Rangi-Chase as well. No coincidence that they're giving him an early ball, and they're trying to make Rangi-Chase do a lot of defending early in this game.
There's Charnock as well, rolling forward. Once upon a time a half-back, now operating at loose forward. Plays it back to Roby, and it's sent across to the left-hand side. There's Else, takes it right to the line. Abram further wide to Mike Butt. Mike Butt loses it. It goes in field. It'll bounce up in favour of Warintzy, but the referee referee has spotted the earlier infringement. He'll bring play back.
Some good intent from that Swinton side there. Again, we've mentioned that left edge just loading up with Abram on the ball out the back, and a good ball there as well, and just a little bit of a disappointing finish. I think there's some good pressure from that Rochdale defence, but far too easy to hand that ball over on this last tackle.
I like the thought process there from Mikey, but trying to kick it back on the infield, but it was a low percentage type play, really, wasn't it?
It was, and you know, he's had I think it's 150th appearance today, isn't it? And Chase has got the ball here now and taking that Swinton line on. But yeah, good play from Button. A lot of times during the initial part of the year, it's come off for him.
Half break came in from Chase. Now it's in the hands of Kobe Green, who will play it back on the 40-metre line. Into the middle it comes. There's Kieran Dixon looking to use his pace and his power. He's a powerful runner for such a small player. Plays it back to Roden. Now it's out on the right-hand side with Brearley brushing through a couple of tackles. 6'7", doesn't he use every inch of that to his advantage? Across the middle it goes. Here's Tierra. That'll, on the bounce, find Kobe Green. He had to just retreat for it. Looks up, just sees a blue wall in front of him, and the tackle comes in from Hanson. They've not gone anywhere of note in this set so far of Rochdale Hornets. They're going to have to kick it from deep. And Rangi Chase gets boot on ball. It's allowed to bounce, and that kick makes, what, 20, 25 metres forward?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a scrappy set from Rochdale. It's ended up being a good kick from Chase there now, and Swinton's in their own 20-metre line, but they went very much side to side. You know, the big thing about this Rochdale team, they've got some real good backfield runners, and who can go from dummy half and go from that ruck and make these big Swinton forwards tire, so necessarily they don't need to go from side to side. And that occasion, I think Matt Callender looked for them to be a bit more direct in the middle.
So Butt with the first carry of this next set for the Swinton Lions. Plays it to Roby, who pops it up to his right-hand side. Brogan, the try scorer. That try coming after 7 minutes, remember. 6 points to 0 the scoreline as it stands at the moment. Else taking over. Popping the ball to his left-hand side to Mitch Cox. Cox, well held 2.
3, go.
Really putting himself about, and he comes up with a double effort there, but strong running from dummy half. He's got them beyond their own 40-metre line. Roby now, long pass right. Else says, let's get out of here. Kicks it long, kicks it to the right-hand side. Dixon chasing back. Picks it up 2 metres from his own line. Looks to straighten up now. And he'll always test that line, won't he?
Yeah, he's an outstanding, returner of the ball. But the one thing about that was a great kick from Else there, and just one line, one blue wall from Swinton. And they've got the offload here. It's gone backwards, and Rochdale's in some decent field position now after that offload. Yeah,
McNally just working that ball back, and I'll tell you what, decent field position as was mentioned. It comes to his left-hand side with Benyon. Benyon brushes away from 2. Eventually they get to grips with him, and he disappears underneath the challenge right on the halfway line, 25 metres in from the touchline. They decide to come down this left-hand side with Forster. He makes a quick 10 metres. 12.5 minutes of the game gone. It's back on the infield to Tara. Tara lays it off. There's Rangi Chase onto Sheridan, onto McNally. Now the back line's moving. It's Rob Warinci. And he's put down about 30 metres out from the line. Last tackle been signalled here for Rochdale Hornets. Sheridan has it. Sheridan chips it for the left corner. Work for Lapori to do. Positions himself perfectly, but then he spills it, and it goes into the arms of Jaden Hatton, who's in an offside position.
Yeah, I think he's definitely offside there. That good play from Rochdale. The first time that both half-backs from this Rochdale team's combined, went on a left to right side shift, and then a real good kick there from Sheridan. Lapori just took a bit of a knock there. Hopefully he's okay. He's just getting some treatment from the physio. But a real good kick and an outstanding chase from this Rochdale team.
It was a superbly timed tackle, wasn't it? Because I mean, you've got to get it just right there, haven't you? When the ball's up in the air like that.
Yeah, really difficult. You often see penalties given, don't you, with that? And the key is that you have a good kick. And the key is to that is you have an onside chase, and Rochdale ticked all the boxes with that.
Well, this has been an outstanding start to the game. 6 points still. Let's have another look at that. I mean, such a measured kick that. Bang.
He needs to have some kick pressure on the kicker there as well. Alan Coleman will be saying to him, you need to put, I think it was Max Roberts tried to put some pressure on him. but if you don't put some kick pressure on them, then they can find some kicks like that, and then Rochdale's got some good field position to put. I think it's the first time they've been in this danger zone, so we'll see how Swinton can defend this.
Yeah, this has just been ruled a knock-on, so it comes down this left-hand side with Sheridan from the base of the scrum. Tries to keep those little legs pumping. Gets forward another couple of metres. He'll play it to Roden. Roden's looking left and right. Puts it left to Forster. Forster, he's reached over the line. He's knocked on. It won't count. Tell you what, he weren't far off. This is a game of inches, isn't it?
It is, yeah. Nice smart play from Roden as well. Just spotted that short side. I think the big second row was just lined up on the half-back on Hansen, but Hansen did a good job. Arm under the ball. Good decision from the referee again.
He's actually lost that ball a little bit further from the line than I thought he had.
It was a bit deceptive, wasn't it, where we are there? But it was just Hansen just gets his right arm under that ball and just squeezes the ball, and that allows the Swinton defence to get some numbers in. And Rochdale will be disappointed with that. First time they've had some good field position, come off a great kick, and then they've just let Swinton off the hook.
So Swinton back in possession through Mike Butt. All wrapped up by 2. Just outside his own 20-metre line. That's where the ball will be played to Lapore. Lapore sets off on a little 44 he's broke the first line. Oh, it's a good job that Benyon was chasing back there. Just held him on, but the referee has wiped the tackle count down. Another set of 6 coming up here for the Swinton Lions. They should be in some decent field position at the end of it. Charnock eventually wrestled to the deck by Tierra, who got away with a little push there. Here's Rodri Lloyd straightening things up, gets an offload going. Nice footwork again from Brogan. The big handoff came in, and he burrows forward, gains about 15 metres on the carry. They're making some good impetus in this set so far as Swinton Lions. He's fed out left with Else. He keeps it moving to Abram. Abram stutters, comes back on the infield, steps past a couple of players, pops it up for Hatton. That's Lewis Hatton in the front row. We've got Jaden Hatton out in this right centre. It'll come right towards his position. Oh, and goes out to Lloyd. Important tackle there from Kobe Green. Just brought him down. Another set of 6 ruled. They're bringing down this right side. Jaden Hatton stepping past a couple of players. Kobe Green called into action once more. All the pressure on this Rochdale Hornets defensive line at the moment. Charnock straightens it up. He'll be tackled a couple of metres shy of the line, just to the right-hand side of the post. Where's this going from Roby? Pops it left. Hansen's there, lines it up. For Elsie, puts a step on. Oh, he's just caught. Desperate defence. Are they still going to go back to the middle? Yes, they are, but it's been spilled on this occasion by Lewis Hatton. And that's a big round of applause, really, to be honest, for that Rochdale Hornets defence. It had a bit of sting in it, didn't it?
And they deserve it, don't they? They was under the pump right from the very first carry of Lapore. You know, 12 tackles prior to that, and they were just real under the pressure. They're on the goal line there. You know, they're tired, their lungs are burning. And as you said, he's flew off that line, and Alan Coleman will be disappointed with that, because it was a real promising set from that Swinton team. Had numerous restarts of the tackle count by the referee, but a tremendous defensive set from this Rochdale team.
So 17 minutes of the game gone, Steve, and we've gone from end to end to end, and it's still just 6-0.
Well, we said it was going to be a good game, and it has. There's a bit of basketball going on as well, isn't there? There's a game of chess and there's a game of basketball. Both sides are having a go at each other, tactically and technically. And there's also the basketball with the offloads from Benyon and other players within it. Fantastic game so far.
Hard yards there from Morinci. Roden spotted something, uses that blind side, and Braley works his way to that 40-metre line. That's where he'll play to Sheridan. Morinci makes himself available again, pops it back for Sheridan. He'll open it up now for Chase. Chase steps, again comes down this left-hand side. They've tracked him all the way, but he's got an offload game going. And there's Killen. He offloads it as well. You're right, we've got basketball going on at the moment. Here's Benyon. Whoa! Big hit coming his way from Lewis Hatton. Ball played in the middle of the field. Roden lines it up for Morinci. Morinci riding the challenge. Got to say, it's nice to see him back on a rugby league field.
What a player he's been, hasn't he? I remember a couple of times when I was coaching, I tried to sign him because he kept on scoring tries against us, so really good to see him.
And a decent kick down the ground. Abram's got work to do, swaps passes with Lapore. Lapore looks to see if he can round the big man, which he does. He's off down that left-hand side, but eventually the defence gets to him. That was worth waiting for that tackle.
He's been good, hasn't he? Considering 5 minutes ago he was on the floor with a neck injury after that kick. You know, he's getting on the front foot, he's getting off his wing and doing a lot of hard yards, giving his forward forwards a rest, and is a real handful winning that initial play of the ball.
18 minutes gone, still 6 points to 0 in favour of the Swinton Lions. Latest player wrapped up there is Mitch Cox, still inside their own 30-metre line here. Swinton trying to escape it with wide passes. Someone needs to straighten things up, and they do. On the wraparound is Abram. He delays his pass for Hatton. Hatton trying to burst his way through down this right-hand side. Good tackle again from Dixon. Good work from Forster. And then that's a solid kick. That's a huge kick over the head of Warrinci. He won't get a 40-20. That's veered back on the infield, to be honest. Warrinci's got work to do. Picks it up. That's a brilliant kick in the end.
Yeah, and what about that for a chase as well? No, fantastic chase, just pinning him in, but Rochdale's got a good opportunity here.
They have. Quick feet from Sheridan, works his way out to the 20-metre line. Again, I said before, take your eyes off this game at your peril. What some fantastic entertainment we've had in the first 20 minutes. Still 6 points to 0 in favour of the Swinton Lions. But here comes Brearley. Brearley looks for an offload. He has offloaded it. Oh, it's very scrappy. It comes off the arms of Roden. It was never really on that offload.
No, I'm not sure whether that's the right thing to do as well. It's great watching him offload, but his team has been defending all the time. You know, they've made some good yards initially there from that Warrinci when he got the ball and they went on that right edge, and I just think they'll be really frustrated with, you know, the offload's great, but it's when and where you do it, and I'm not sure that Brearley's made the right decision there.
Yeah, to be fair, they hadn't really set the platform going forward, have they?
They've not really had the ball as well. It was probably on. You know, the offload may have been on, and it's great when your team does that. But probably on this occasion, you know, get a real quick play of the ball, have a little crack at them with a couple of players, and then kick long and kick hard and chase hard, and just try and put this Swinton team under a little bit of pressure coming away from their own line.
Do you think with 20 minutes gone, that's perhaps a little bit of anxiety because they've not had the same sort of attacking position maybe they've had in previous games?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I do. I think there's a bit of fatigue coming in there as well because of the way Swinton's play. But I think you're right. I think this Swinton team certainly laid this early platform to say, you know, if you're going to win, you're going to have to play really, really well against us. And the way they've started and the lead they've got, potentially it's a bit of anxiety creeping in.
Let's see what Swinton can do with this latest set of 6. Well, Abram drifts over to this right-hand side, links with Lepore. Lepore steps. He's half broken through. Almost turns it into a full break, but for the work of McNally and Tara getting back. Roby to his left-hand side to Brogan. Brogan straightens it up. Els steps, comes back to this right-hand side. He doesn't know what he's looking to do. Eventually takes the tackle. Makes it dead exciting for us, and that's a commentary pairing as it comes back through the middle through Brogan.
Not seeing Roby have a run in these areas, and watching him as a kid coming through the ranks at Warrington. Is he here?
He is.
There you go.
Oh, you called it.
Called it. I could see it. Yeah, he's not done it all the time so far, and I just sensed that Rochdale team around the middle was getting a little bit tired. And it was right on cue, that.
Dynamic stuff from George Roby. I'm going to ask you for your lottery numbers, to be honest, Steve, if you're that good at calling players.
What's the opposite to a commentator's curse there? That was,
well, so what can we say? The golden microphone. You've won the golden microphone award there, and George Roby going in for his 3rd try for Swinton.
He's always done it. He's always done it, Dave. And, you know, there's been 21 minutes so far, and he's not picked the ball and ran. And you can see this again. This man, Lepore, again, footwork, left arm carry, winning that play of the ball, and that enables the defence just to open up a bit. And right on cue, Roby just picked the ball up, scanned before he played the Swinton team played the ball, and straight under the post.
10 points to 0. Abram currently lining up this conversion attempt.
Post. Thank you.
Can he make it 12? There's bound to be a few people who've parked their car behind those posts looking ruefully on.
Just tell Tom or Alan it's not on your lot.
Abram comes in, right-footed. There was never a doubt. Unfortunately, no one's car has been damaged in the process. So 12 points to 0 the score here at Heywood Road. Alan Coleman will be made up with this start, won't he?
They've been impressive, haven't they? I think, you know, right from the word go, I think they've defended really, really well. And they look really well structured. I think they're certainly putting a lot of pressure on both half-backs from Rochdale. Both with and without the ball, they're making them work hard defensively. and they're obviously, you know, when they've got the ball, they're on red alert. But real good, look like a well-coached team at the moment, Swinton, and a well-deserved 12-0 lead.
Sheridan puts this ball high, it goes over the head of Jaden Hatton, played off the boot of Lapori. Lapori will clean things up, not for the first time. Half breaks the line. He'll play it just on his own 20-metre line. To Hanson, who pops it up for Jaden Hatton. He'll be looking to make amends for what he'll see as a little error on his behalf. Can't brush off Forster. Also there is Cody Green. Here's Roby again. We've obviously said they've got to this 20-minute stage. Run.
Yeah, definitely. You'll find that, again, dummy half. As soon as Roby will take it, somebody else will take off after that. And just far too many easy yards for this Swinton team, and I'm sure Rochdale will fix this up.
Mike Buck plays the ball, comes right to Rodri Lloyd again. Tell you what, Green's going to be fed up of seeing him. I know that they're running a lot of plays towards Chase, but it's Green who tends to be coming in making the tackles.
Yeah, well, it doesn't only affect the defender, it affects the people around him as well. You know, you get tired, you have to move up inside and outside of him as well. So, you know, Rodri Lloyd is certainly laying a real good platform for Swinton.
Last tackle here, and Hanson will pump the ball high. Work for Greg McNally to do. Oh, he's so classy underneath that high ball. Fires the pass out to Dixon. Dixon runs headlong at the first player that he sees. Works his way towards that 20-metre line. But crucially, this Rochdale pack is still getting back on side as Warrington takes it in. And there's a few tired-looking bodies in there.
There is, and it was good kick pressure from Killen originally as well on Hanson for that kick. But this Rochdale team, they're taking 3-4 tackles to get back behind the ball, and that's making it easy for the defenders of Swinton, either at marker or really tight around that ruck like they're doing now with Warrington, to defend these Rochdale players.
Into the 25th minute, 12 points to 0 in favour of Swinton Lions. Rochdale Hornets trying the hardest to come out of their own end, and here's Chase onto McNally, over the top to Dixon. Perhaps a running chance for him, but there was plenty of blue shirts in front there, just getting across to tackle him. And now Chase kicks forward on the last. That seems to come off the laces more than the boots, and Hatton's underneath it. He'll advance play down the ground. Good run from him too to get over his own 40. Takes everything Forster's got to bring him down. And Butt goes straight at Forster again. But there's a penalty here. I think Rodri Lloyd has pushed out here at the player. Those are cheap penalties to give away.
Yeah, that could be game changer as well there now. Good effort from Forster, you know, doubling up with a couple of real good tackles, but that's poor from Swinton. They've got everything going for them. That's it. Good carry again, they're on the front foot. Forster's turned the play around. And then it's just given Rochdale marvellous opportunity now to put some points on the board.
And you can always tell as well when things are perhaps going awry, or for Rochdale Hornets, because Sean Penkovic is on. Always one of those players I've enjoyed watching throughout his days. His terror carries it in for Rochdale. There's Penkovic now taking his place at dummy half. A former Welsh international, 3 caps back in the day, as Killen rolls it forward. Gets an offload going for Penkovic. He comes out to this left-hand side, swaps passes with Forster. Forster trying to get away from Rodri Lloyd. Trying to get away from Lewis Hatton. Doesn't get away from either of them. And now it's with Chase again. Over the top. Into Brearley. Brearley. He's so big. Takes 2 to bring him down. Inside that 20-metre mark here, Hornets. For what seems like the first time in an eternity. Here's Sheridan. He's running cross field. He's looking for someone running off him. That ball comes back off Swinton hands. Rochdale pick it up. All one waves our match official. Another set of 6 in their favour. Pressure building on this Swinton line. Oh, that's a brilliant pass! What a brilliant pass from Chase. Sheridan following up. Well, I know he's got the skills. He's still got it. He still has those skills, the Swangy Chase.
You'll not see a better try anywhere in the world of rugby league with that one. We've mentioned about they've been under the pump all the time, Rochdale, but Penkovic has come on. You mentioned that, Dave, which will just ignite this Rochdale attack. But unbelievable play this from Rangi Chase. It was Penkovic identifying that. What about that little right hand back flick to Sheridan? Pre-play as well. That they knew exactly what they were doing, but that is unbelievable play.
That is a superb try. What a piece of skill Because I tell you what, I bought the pass. I was like the Swinton events. I bought the pass coming out this left-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it sometimes, don't we? Coaches, you know, and players being robotic and sometimes just going through the sets. When you've got a player like Rangi Chase in your team who, you know, has been under a lot of pressure so far from this Swinton attack and defence, and he goes and does something like that. What a brilliant piece of work from him.
So Lewis Sheridan with the conversion attempt. Can he add the points, the goal points, to his own try? 28 minutes of the game gone. Well, I'll tell you what, if that's not lit up your Sunday afternoon, I don't know what will. That pass from Rangi Chase, that was box office.
Yeah, and not only the pass, but this man who's kicking this goal, Sheridan, you've got to be in that right place at the right time. And you know, if you was a player, you'd follow Rangi Chase all over the place, and he's done that.
So Sheridan steps up now. A brilliant view from our commentary position, and it's straight between the uprights. 12 points to 6 here at Heywood Road. Still in favour of the Swinton Lions, but they've given themselves an opportunity and a chance here, Rochdale Hornets.
They have, and it's come from that. Look at this again, just that little right-hand flip. Absolutely unbelievable past that, but it's come from that penalty from Rodri Lloyd, hasn't it, when they had the ball? And you know, if he hadn't put that penalty down, then Swinton would have been in the Rochdale half and putting them really under the pump, but wasn't to be. And fair play to this Rochdale team coming back and putting a score on the board like that.
So game back underway beneath us. Rochdale Hornets coming back into contact as well. Stopped just over their own 20-metre line. Penkovic almost loses possession. Good job he didn't. Really straightening up through that middle.
Here we are, wait.
Up to the 30 now, Rochdale Hornets. Penkovic passing to the left-hand side. There's Benyon. Busy in traffic once again.
Move! Hold here, George, wait, 3.
Nelly just hanging around that play the ball area as well, but it's coming very direct with Tara up to the halfway line.
Move, Jack!
Well, and just a couple of minutes ago, there was a few of these Rochdale players looking really bedraggled, but look at the carries. It's amazing what 6 points does for you. Brearley loses it. I think that's a commentary curse.
Got advantage. It can. It's straight behind. It's not dangerous.
Error coming in from Brearley.
Yeah,
I think he's hurt himself there, to be honest, as well.
I think it was Roby came as a third man here. If you watch them, they're holding him up, and Roby's coming as a third man and
if it comes in on the
just put that real pressure on Rochdale there now. So real tight work. Brogan just on the ball, and there's that addition of that third man just puts that extra pressure on Brearley, and Swinton get a bit of a reprieve.
So it wasn't quite the clearance from their own line that Rochdale Hornets would have been hoping for. Swinton get the opportunity to go right back at the near neighbours. Derby match, of course, this afternoon here on the Sportsman. Hope you're enjoying the coverage here. Betfred League One, another penalty coming the way of Swinton Lions here.
Yeah, that's a disappointing one. I think it was Tara. Just went a late flop. Just no need for it. If you're watching this now, that goes down on the floor and it just falls on him. I'm not sure. Not sure whether it was a penalty or not. And the referees deemed it as being a late third man.
So there he is, rolled on his back. Just checking whether he's got the full use of his shoulder there. Tell you what, it's certainly riled the crowd up as that one.
He has, yeah. It's been an excited crowd as well, hasn't it? It's not been they've not really had a minute there, but again, it was a good carry. Gone straight at Chase. I think it might have been a potential swinging out from Brearley.
Really, possibly, rather than Tara.
Yeah, and Tara's dropped on as that extra body, so he could have took his pick, the referee there.
So Hansen kicks it into touch, gains another 20 metres for the Swinton Lions. It's great field position this to launch a set of 6 from. So Jaden Hatton will tap, pops it up for Rodri Lloyd. He tries to run at the man he knows is fatigued in Tara. Good work from him. Straight into Penkovic. Now Brogan. Direct running. 15 metres out from the try line. Down the left it'll go. Here's Else. Lines it up. Tell you what, on the burst was Mitch Cox. Couldn't quite get through the defence. Roby, though, causing havoc. Nice hand play there between two front rowers. Brogan disappears underneath the challenge. Referee tells him to get up. It comes down this right-hand side now. Two half-backs linking. Here's Hansen. Gonna quite slip through. Last tackle signal here. Rodri Lloyd goes in alone. Says you'll have to stop me. And they do. It's a good tackle. And it's a penalty though, the way of Swinton Lions, so even more pressure coming up now.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that as well. It was good defence that as well from Rochdale. It was Rodri Lloyd just trying to go from dummy half. Didn't manage to get the ball over.
And I somehow think with that conversation in the middle between those two players, they're not swapping telephone numbers. Well, this is what Derby Rugby League is all about, to be honest, isn't it?
I think they just need to be patient here, don't they, I think, Swinton, unless they're going to go for goal.
The penalty going against.
I'm not sure whether it was ripped over the line. I'm not sure stolen over the line, this decision. Be interesting if they decide to go for goal, which will put them a couple of scores in front.
After it, Roby doesn't look like he's likely, pointing to the post.
They just need to be patient here now. They just need to put some players on, set some good field position. Expecting Abram just to be the indicator where the ball's going to go. And just setting it at a right post for a right to left side shift.
And there's Brogan, tackled just to the right hand side of the post, as Steve mentioned. Played on to Hansen. Hansen out to Else. Else stepping. We've seen him do this a couple of times. He's certainly getting that middle interested. And he's put down 10 metres out from the try line. 33 minutes of the game gone. 12 points to 6 in favour of Swinton Lions. There's Brickhill. Nice to see him back in action as well. He has played several games off the bench this season. Well, the Swinton Lions played just short of the line. Out to Hansen. Hansen drifts across onto Rodri Lloyd. Takes on Kobe Green. Gets away from him. Green comes back for seconds. There's about 4 players in that hit now. And they force him back in the field of play. Abram just drifting off left of Hansen. Brogan handing on there for Lewis Hatton. He disappears underneath an ugly looking challenge. They play the ball on the last. It's down right with Hansen. Hansen dabs it forward. And then last ditch action comes in from McNally, just forcing the ball dead. It's going to be a drop out from under the post. But I guess that's called pressure building, isn't it?
I think that's top set. Top set. It put pressure on the ruck. They had a little go left to right. Then they had a little go on the opposite side to Else. And then Hansen, who have been really impressed with so far in this first 35 minutes, dabs the ball through. McNally does really well, positioned really well as he generally is. And Swinton gets another good set of 6, good opportunity. There's I think it's McNally there, just getting a little bit of treatment, just holding this clock up. But another good opportunity, and again they just need to be patient. Now, being patient doesn't mean they always play safe and try and get repeat sets, but they've got to make sure the players are there and not rush or panic into getting any points.
It's controlling the tempo of a game, really, isn't it, Steve? So you don't want to go rush in and say we want to score with every play. You've got to sort of set and pick your battles, haven't you?
You do, and when you're building pressure, it not only takes its toll in the immediate point of the game, but the last 20 minutes as well. The back end of the second half. So it's all about building pressure, building momentum, tiring the opposition out and manipulating the defenders so you can have a good attacking shot at them.
I'll tell you what, that fellow Lewis Hatton's had a superb first half. Good run from Brogan as well. Right over the top of the player then.
Hold here.
Here's Roby. Looks to line things up on the left. Else has called for it. Spins it out to Abram. Abram will get an offload going for Mitch Cox, who tries to burst his way through the challenge. Stop 5 metres out from the line. This has got to be taking its toll on the defence. As Brickhill throws himself at the wall again. Wrestled back within the field of play. It's a case of who blinks in this set. And the penalty goes the way of Swinton Lions, and yes, the yellow card has been shown. And I think it's Greg McNally who's been simmering.
It is. I think the referee's saying that he's grabbed a leg. I think he got caught on the wrong side of the play. The ball did McNally there, and he's grabbed a leg. They'll be disappointed with that as well. As a key player to lose your full back. If you look at this now, it's another good carry. They win the tackle, but McNally's on the opposite side of the play the ball. And the referee's saying he's just having a little bit of a pull on his leg. May have been Aspie what was involved in that as well. But it's a shame because McNally's been one of the standout players for Rochdale, and this will take its toll on this Rochdale defence.
Interesting decision here, going for goal points just before the break.
Yeah, possibly the right call would have been in front of the sticks. I think Rochdale will be pleased with them doing that. You know, they're tired. They've defended a couple of sets, and they've got a man in the sin bin now. So there's arguments to say let's have a crack at them here. But it's a try score now. So if they can knock this over, which Abram probably will do, and it'll probably reflect the dominance that Swinton's had in this first half.
So Abram looking for goal number 3 of his tally this afternoon and adds it with ease. 14 points to 6 in favour of the Swinton Lions. And there's that old saying in rugby league: never come back from an opponent's half without a point.
Correct, yeah. Sometimes it's, you know, you've got to have a chance your arm a little bit, and do you know what? It might come back to haunt them a little bit, Swinton, taking those 2 points, because you look at players like Rangi Chase and, you know, some of the others within that, they can score with a blink of an eye. So I think it's probably a safe call from Alan Coleman, taking those 2 points, but you know, I think Matt Callan will probably be pleased with that also. Now,
I've commented that Lewis Hatton has had such an influence on this first half performance for the Swinton Lions. He's just left the field, actually, so he's been replaced by Jordan Case. And that ball is lofted again into the air. Oh, tell you what, I think Jaden Hatton wanted to get that one, and instead his teammate got there first. Well, that could have been quite an ugly collision, couldn't it, between the pair of them? Penalty has gone the way of Swinton Lions. Rochdale Hornets offside.
Yeah, that's disappointing, isn't it? Just cheap penalties there now. They'll put this into touch really, really quickly. They'll probably get one more set. And with Rochdale being a man down, one of the... I think it looks like the half-back's gone to full-back now.
Yeah, Sheridan's
gone
back
there, so... You'd expect Swinton to have a little go at this Rochdale defensive line now.
Strong run from Jaden Hatton. Gets just over that 30-metre line to the right-hand side of our commentary position. Infield, it's moved to Hansen. And then running through there is Case. I remember seeing him as a youngster playing for Thatto Heath, and then he impressed at Rochdale as well once upon a time. I think he's done a stint with North Wales Crusaders as well, as he goes out on the left to Else, who threads the kick through. It's one for Warinci to try and dive on. Appeals there for a knock-on, but referee doesn't see it that way.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's the right play from Else. One man down, Rochdale. I think it was tackle 2 or tackle 3. But good defence again here from Swinton, but Alan Coleman will want his players to have another crack at that. You know, I think that's a disappointing aspect. And they've a double out there, in my opinion, from an offside as well. So certainly disappointing, you know, a couple of minutes there from Swinton.
Do you think they've looked up, seen Fui Mai and thought, we need to get on the front foot here?
Yeah, potentially. I think I would have done that.
I know I would have got out of the way, to be honest. 14 points to 6 in this one. Rochdale Hornets down to 12 men for the time being, but in possession after winning that penalty. Swinton Lions offside, 40 metres away from the goal line here at Hornets. Penkovic plays it into the middle to Benyon. Benyon still gets the second effort going. Eventually wrapped up by the 3 players, but they're all on the deck, and it's played to Penkovic. But then I think there's a little nudge forward there. It wasn't the most convincing to play the ball. And it's going to be turnover the way of the Swinton Lions. Well, again, just as you thought they were going to start building a bit of pressure themselves, something's come in, a little error's crept into the game, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's just not quite happened for him, has it, apart from that little bit of magic from Rangi Chase. The only thing I'd probably say, depending on what happens with this set, is Swinton will be disappointed they've not gone into the half with more scores. I think Rochdale, if it stays like this, will be really, really pleased, but you know, who knows what's going to happen on this set.
I think someone said something out of turn as well. We're into the hands of the timekeeper. Tapped and run forward. Solid hit up as well from Max Roberts. We've hardly mentioned him. He's the top try scorer for Swinton. Into the middle with Brogan. Almost dances past the first tackler. 10 metres out. Picked up by Wilkinson. Case throws a dummy. Surges on. Just 5 metres out from that line.
On your line, 3.
Wilkinson, another lively customer from dummy half, puts it to the right hand side. Hansen onto Rodri Lloyd. Gets between 2 defenders. He carries another on his back. He's not far away from the line. He's got over the line. That's all Rodri Lloyd's strength and power. Getting the try there for the Swinton Lions. And they now go 18 points to 6 in front.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he, Rodri Lloyd there now. Just been a real handful. I mentioned about the Swinton Lions' dominance, and they'd be a bit disappointed not going into the half-time interval with only an 8-point lead. But Rodri Lloyd there now is just all always sits on this right edge, looking at the defenders. Some good footwork, some good leg drive, left arm carry.
Gets some repeated defences.
And does really well to get that ball down. But Rochdale will be disappointed. There's 3 men over him there. But just that short leg drive, that extra little bit of skill and effort and determination. And that's a real good, well-deserved lead from Swinton.
What it does as well with this conversion attempt is this could move Swinton 14 points clear. And already Rochdale Hornets will be thinking, right, we need 3 tries.
Yeah, and they can get that, can't they? They can certainly get that. You know, but it's one of those that they've got to improve. I think Matt will look at this and say, you know, we've been disappointed here. You know, Swinton haven't seen the best of us. Abram's just got that 2 points. And it needs a big turnaround from this Rochdale team in the second half.
So right on time, Abram has come up with another 2 points, and Swinton Lions have extended their advantage out to 20 points to 6. Tell you what, it's been an interesting old half of rugby league, this one.
I think it's been brilliant. I think it's been a really good half. It's had a little bit of everything in there. You know, there's had the early part of the game, both sets of forwards were really giving it to each other, flying off that line. You know, people like Lepori, players like Lepori and Elts have been real good for Swinton, and obviously you've got Roby, who came, you know, to the fore after 22 minutes and scoring that try, as we said he may do, and then you've got an unbelievable score from Rochdale with that play from Rangi Chase. You know, just worth the entrance fee alone with that. But I think it's I think that last score from Rodri Lloyd has certainly given Swinton the half-time lead they deserve.
So it's 20 points to 6 at half-time. And let's have a look at the scorecard. So we've seen tries from Brogan, Roby and Lloyd for the Swinton Lions. 4 out of 4 goals for Abram. And then the try from Sheridan off that wonderful pass from Rangi Chase, converted by Sheridan. 20 points to 6. And Steve, let's have a look at these highlights. There's a lot to go through.
Yeah, well, a good start was Hansen there now, just with a little skip. And just this offload, the offloads kept on coming, kept on going. And it was Brogan just with that right arm carry, just staying alive. And what you need is you want bodies around the ball. You know, when you're offloading, you've got some players in your side who can do that. And Brogan's done that and just accelerated near the line and started the scoring for Swinton. A really good start for the Lions team. And then we've got Roby again. I think with 22 minutes, we just mentioned that he hadn't had a run. Scanned, it's poor marker. You've got to get low. You've maybe got to have one marker there, but you've got to. Those goal line sneaks is something that Rochdale will be disappointed with. But what about this? Looks left, little flick on the inside to Sheridan. Wow,
that's a thing of rugby league beauty. That
unbelievable player there now, and it's a predetermined play. You know, you've got a couple. How do you defend it? How do you defend that though, Dave? You've got, you know, some players inside and outside, but Rangi Chase has done that. And then you've got this man, Rodri Lloyd, who's sat on this right edge, just absolutely been fantastic in just picking some small players out from this Rochdale team. Rochdale again will be disappointed if 3-4 defenders around that ball. But Lloyd, like he's done in all his career there now, just manages to reach over that big long reach and give Swinton a well-deserved lead in this first half.
He's had a great first half. Swinton have had a great first half. They lead by 20 points to 6. So once again, you see the World Cup all on display there. And earlier today, England women's side, they began their World Cup preparation in earnest against Wales. That was played at Pandy Park. It was live on the Sportsman, and here are the best bits.
Indeed, and Wales, who've got a game
Wales all set
next week in the European Championships. They take on Italy next week, so they're building as well. And we're underway. Wales then with first use of the ball will look to drive it in. Big collision. Olivia Wood involved there on debut, so she's into the action as well.
Go.
And that was a good start from the Welsh, who are going to bring it forward now as they tap the ball. And here they go now with Rudge, who today makes it 25 England caps. That is a record, and that record I'm sure will be improved upon over the coming seasons ahead. As the ball now going up the middle, here's Olivia Wood. Wood is tackled. This is England's first real attacking chance, isn't it, with ball in hand now. What are they going to do? They're going to go to Roach now. Draws the defence, gets it away to Cunningham. Lovely short pass, and this is going to be a try. Goldthorpe over in the corner. So Leeds Rhinos start. Good build-up play from England, and their first opportunity they take it. England lead by 4 points to 0. And they'll kick it. It's going to be caught on the full. Harris sprints forward to catch it. Gets the ball away, and here come England again then. Ball's a missed tackle going straight through the middle. And this time, well, it's another last-ditch tackle. What a tackle that was on field. Wow, thought she was in again. Here come England. Roach gets the ball out wide. This time Goldthorpe will score. Second for England. Catching well, shorter numbers. The big run up the middle from field attracted the defenders, and they move it wide. And England are over again. Goldthorpe at the double. England lead 8-0. Yeah, here's the tap then. We were expecting to see Kira Bennett, the Leeds dummy half, playing today, but sadly she's out with illness. Hopefully she'll be fit for the game next week. And no Courtney Winfield-Hill either, who was named in the squad, but sadly has failed a COVID test. As England now looking to put it through the hands. Lovely short pass. Here goes Hardcastle. Hardcastle sprints away. Class from the England number 4. And once again Wales being undone out wide, but it was the quality of the passing through the hands for England, and that was pretty ruthless stuff. A third England try. They lead by 14 points to 0.
Get that line!
Marsh at dummy half. To that far side, but the shorter bodies, but maybe a gap. The kick ahead, picked up by England. And Hardcastle, and this is dangerous, and Colley's quick. Colley gets the ball now, bumps off one, full-back to beat, trying to go down the sideline, full-back gets across, can she get Colley down? Outstanding again! Colley thought she was going the length of the field. I think Wales went the wrong way there. They had all the numbers to the far side. Another great tackle. And the referee, I think, is going to call that ball, well, it's going to be offside, but we mentioned the kicking down that far side. They haven't had too many chances. Here's Harris, gets it away. Taken in by Rudge. Rudge's tackle, 5 away. Big chances for England.
Get on the line! Go!
There'll be a hat-trick in the offing for Goldthorpe. Will the ball get that far? No, it won't. And England are over. And it's Shona Hoyle who powers over from close range. And England wearing Wales down. And Hoyle takes some stopping from that close in. It's another try for England. They lead by 18 points to 0. Yeah, but danger incoming here. England with a set play, 10 out. Looking to work it. Here is Harris now. Goes out the back to Stanley. Stanley with that step. Good defence though. They've slid across nicely. King the back row again and across. So Wales stopped the initial danger, but 5 more tackles to come here for England as they get and play short here and trying to work their way forward. Anderson, 2 forwards linking to Anderson, gets the ball away. Great offload, and this could be a try. And they dive over. Tara Jones, it is over, but what an offload that was from Daniel Anderson, close to the line, kept the ball alive, and England have got the first points of the second half.
Go!
England will hope not, of course, as now here goes Parker. Parker taking on the line, that was better. 15 away, they'll play the ball. Set restart here for Wales, who are trying to power their way towards the line. That time it was King who was held up. They're only 5 or so metres away here. They're going to try and power through, but England have got bodies around. It might need a little bit more than that from Wales. Marsh waits at dummy half. Looking now, finds the pass. They move it across here now. Short pass, they got there. Surely they must score here. Have they got it down? They have. Wales score. And Leander, who's been outstanding defensively, comes up with a try. Brilliant from Wales, and a thoroughly deserved try. And now they'll look to put some points on the board here. Big drive forward. Gracefield within 5 metres of the line, and looking now as Jones in at dummy half plays it. Here's Roach. Roach with a little dummy, goes alone, looking to offload, still looking to offload, still looking to work forward. Eventually takes a third Welsh shirt in there to stop them. They've got numbers short side, and that's where they're going now. Big dummy, and England will get the last say here as they power their way over in the corner, and England finally have their second try of the second half, and they extend their lead to 30 points to 6.
Get ready for the world's greatest teams, making a proper impact on and off the pitch. The Rugby League World Cup. This is real impact.
So that's what we're all aiming at, the World Cup, the Rugby League World Cups, to be fought on 3 different platforms this coming October. And I tell you what, it is going to be so exciting when you get wheelchair women and the men's all coming together.
Yeah, 100%, and this will be the best World Cup ever. We're lucky that we're going to have it in our country. We're lucky that the wheelchair, the women and the men's are all together. There's a couple of double headers in there. It's going to be a fantastic occasion, and you know, just to have the opportunity to see the best athletes across the board is an unbelievable opportunity for everybody, and I think it's going to be something that, as a country and as a game, we can be really proud of. And
we were just looking at the highlights then of that England and Wales performance, and I've got to say, you know, this game last year between those two nations finished 60 points to 0 in favour of England. That to me says about the improvement that the Welsh have put in over the last 12 months.
100%, and I know yourself, like myself, watched a lot of the women's game, and Tom Brindle has obviously done an awful lot of work, and his staff with the Welsh women. I know Craig Richards is working unbelievably hard with the English women as well, and you know, I think John Worley with the Irish women. You know, the women's game is coming on absolute leaps and bounds, and congratulations both to England and Wales on today's game.
So if you watched that game earlier on the Sportsman, well, that's just part of the Rugby League coverage that the Sportsman has been bringing to you all season. We're now turning our attentions back to the Betfred League One encounter here at Heywood Road between Swinton Lions and Rochdale Hornets. Currently 20 points to 6 in favour of Swinton Lions, and Rochdale Hornets looking to get us underway for the second half as our match official, Mr. Manifield, takes his position on the field. And we've got a whole plethora of off-field staff which are coming across the pitch, including Matt Callan there. What do you think he'll have said about his side's first half performance?
I think he'll be disappointed. I think he'll be measured in his approach, what he said to them. He'll know that Swinton's been the better team. It's important to note that Greg McNally is still off for the early part of this half, so they've got to make sure they hold the ball and keep Swinton pinned down in that half. But he also knows that Swinton's not seen the best of his team, and with people like Rangi Chase in there and a couple of the others, you know, Sheridan, they've still got a real good chance of getting some scores and winning this game.
Well, it was a mid-range restart, and I tell you what, you're doing some of you're allowing the ball to bounce. Fortunately for Swinton Lions, it went in their favour. Jordan Case with the first carry. Here's Lepori. He was very good in the first half. You do look at him and think there's nothing of him.
There's not, and he always beats that first man, doesn't he? And when you've got a winger or a centre or a fullback that can do that, it just makes life a lot more easy for you forwards.
But plays that ball. Wilkinson pops it on the infield for Brogan. That's superb yards. Up to the halfway line. And up to the third tackle as well, as is Hansen, who lays it off to his right hand side to Brickhill, who's been doing some good work on the quiet since he went on the field. In the latter stage of the first half, Hansen gets the kick away. It's a high one. It's one to test out Sheridan. And I tell you what, he's won that ball. That's a great take.
He's done well there, hasn't he? I think they've identified that we'll put him under pressure while McNally's off. There was only one man going to get that ball, and that was Sheridan. Well done, that man.
So Fufu Moimoi's just tying his shoelace in the background as Dixon runs past him. He's been amongst Rochdale's best performers, hasn't he?
Yeah, they've got to get more than that. That's something that Swinton's done, the dummy half and the back five carrying really well, and they need to get Dixon and Warrancy on this ball early in the tackle count with them. Carries from dummy half and then 1-8 carries.
Good yards from Benyon as well, who also did a stint here at Swinton. Really on this right hand side, wrapped up by 3. All forward progress stopped. 5. And the ball goes loose out of that one, and it's a penalty the way of Rochdale Hornets. Telepathic call to our left hand side from the Hornets fans.
Yeah, he's got to get his hands off the ball there, Cox, hasn't he? I think it's a poor grip from the start from the Rochdale player, but he's got his hands on the ball. He's just got the ball away from the Rochdale player, and that's disappointing.
Well done, Rochdale won't mind. They're putting the pressure on. Here's Braley across to the left hand side. Chase finds Sheridan. Oh, he's thrown it right into the arms of Lepori. he was just waiting to pounce on that one, to be honest.
Yeah, do you think he called for that ball, Dave? I think he might call for that ball. But yeah, that's where McNally's so good for this team. You know, McNally would have been in that full-back area and looping out that back, but Charnock on that occasion just passed the ball to Lepori and Swinton get the ball back again.
Roberts runs forward for Swinton Lions, comes down this right-hand side to Rodri Lloyd. Tell you what, he's been part of everything that's been good about the Swinton Lions.
He just does the little things well, the things that not get the headlines, that supporters may not notice, but he is a player's player and a coach's player, and everything that he does, he's always good, and he's just one of those players that you want in your team.
He's back with Hanson. He gets his kick away, which seems to have been caught on the breeze. Well taken as well by Sheridan, who throws a dummy. Oh, as the ball ripped from his grasp. It's been dived on by Rochdale Hornets. Referee says all the movement went backwards. Morinci will look to make the yards back. He certainly does that. You've always got to be on your mettle. I know he's perhaps of a vintage year these days, is Morinci, but he's still decent carrying the ball in.
Doing a good job, Swinton. There. Look at Dixon again there. He's actually won that play, the ball where Penkovic will take off. But they need to get numbers in those early tackles, Swinton, and that'll stop this attack from this Rochdale team.
Here's Benyon, plays it off for Brearley. Brearley threads the kick through. Aspie's after this one, chasing hard. Abram beats him to it, beats Aspie. Looks to just duck it infield. Some would say it could be a voluntary tackle, that one, so he's allowed to get up and just complete the stop. Here's Roberts. Once upon a time with Wigan.
Move! 10-2.
Plays it 10 metres out from his own line.
That's better. Dummy half running out there now, and that just split an attack from that marker work from that Rochdale team, and that's something definitely that coaching staff will have identified.
It's good work in defence, however, from Ben Calland. They're doing well to restrict Swinton so far in this set. We're up to the fourth tackle now. It's down this left-hand side. Just a little bit of space for Else to work in. He's done well there, actually. He's skipped and done the dancing feet into the middle. Past a couple of players. Now Hanson. He looks up. Broken field in front of him. Lays the offload off. It was too clever for Case, but it's gone backwards. Brick Hill over the top to no one in particular. That's gone in right behind Lepori. Poor end to the set, but I could see why they got excited.
Yeah, I think it's a chance. I think it's a definite chance there from Swinton. There was no kick pressure on Hanson from this Rochdale team, and that allowed him to take the ball up. It was that offload again. But it's a real opportunity there now. It's just this long ball from left to right, and just that execution. And Hatton was just waiting there, and I think if they'd have got that ball, there were some more points in it. So definitely a chance that Swinton could have had.
Well, Greg McNally's returned to the field, so his 10 minutes are up. He'll be looking to make up for lost time here now, won't he? As Fuimai plays it, he comes out on the right to Sheridan, who'll no doubt look far more comfortable back in his more favoured half-back spot. Down on the halfway line, Aspie's moved into dummy half, picks up.
It's not square.
Beats the first tackler. Takes that tackle of Wilkinson. Across the line, it's moved to Benyon. Good footwork from the big man. Gallops his way forward. He's heading towards that 30 and just over it. Plays for a penalty and he's won it.
Yeah. Lucky there's not all the Rochdale supporters are shouting for that 10 minutes. Him in there. Benyon's been one of Rochdale's best there. I think he's took the tough carries as well away from his own line, but he's set that field position, he's offloaded. And when you've got somebody like that in your team, you can get penalties out of the opposition.
Well, he's not getting too many yards forward, but Forster makes more yards running than the kick did. Down that left-hand side, 10 metres in from touch. Here's Penkovic, thinks he spotted something, links with Green. Green just held up short of that line. Brearley's called for it down this right-hand side. Slow play the ball. Comes into Rangi Chase. He puts it back to Fuimai. I think it's great that we've still got stars like Chase and Moi running around in our game.
Yeah, superb, and I think McNally was just lamenting the fact that he was out the back then as well.
Sheridan, big handoff came in, comes back down the middle, drifts off left now, controlled by Roger. Oh, he's got away from Lloyd. I was going to say he was controlled then for a second, and then he just found another gear. Can Rochdale find the line. Kobe Green's tackled
5.
just over it. It's going to be back to the 10-metre line where the tackle count will resume. Good effort from Green, that.
Again, I think it might have been Lloyd what just got under the ball, but better from Rochdale.
Dipping pass for Chase to take now, Brearley, handing on to McNally. Oh, he's out with Warrency. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Oh, superb finish that from Rochdale Hornets. The Swinton Lions just running out of numbers. And it was really decent play and passing across to this right-hand side. And that's just what Greg McNally gives you, doesn't it?
It does, and there was a lot more patient there now. I felt as though, in the first half, it was a little bit erratic, the Rochdale attack. But on this occasion, it was, they all knew what they were doing. They set the field position. They had a few short side plays with Penkovic. But on this occasion there now, it was a really good carry. Again, good offload, and McNally, like he's always done. First thought was run, and then Warrency, when he gets a little bit of space, to be fair to him, he's not got a lot of space to work in. Good centre play, left foot step, right arm carry, a good finish from him.
Had a bit to do there, didn't he? Because there were still 3 defenders around him.
He did, yeah. I think Swinton will be disappointed with that because they got the numbers right on that occasion. But I think the fact that there's some good footwork as well there from Callan, just dragged the centre in, just fixed the Swinton defenders, and Warrency, when he gets the ball in try-scoring positions, it generally scores and finishes them. So certainly game on now.
First try back in the professional ranks as far as Warrency is concerned. He's first in Hornets colours. Can Sheridan convert? Sends it goalward. It's waved across the side of the posts. No goal. 20 points to 10 though. They're right back in it, aren't they?
Yeah. Look at this again. It was a combination there from Sheridan and Chase. A good carry. McNally just links in out the back, and then real good centre play there from Calland. And then Warrency getting his first try, as you mentioned, since he's come back into the game from retirement. Good centre play there from Callan.
It's a good story, that, Warrency. I saw him a few weeks ago playing in the President's Cup for the police team, and the next thing you know, he signed for Rochdale Hornets. Deep restart, it's allowed to bounce and bobble through. He takes it, and he takes it in, and the defence was waiting to spring the trap. Big hit on him. He'll play it. They spun across the line. McNally working with Benyon. Benyon all hands and knees, getting forward. Tell you what, it's noticeable. They've picked up the pace here, Rochdale Hornets, haven't they?
Definitely, yeah, looking a lot more structure since Penkovic came on, to be fair.
Nice from Penkovic to Brearley. Penkovic gets it back, he's played on this right-hand side. Aspie grasped at it, but cleans it up for Swinton Lions. They'll be hoping to impress John Keir enough to get a place in that Welsh squad. He's already been named in the 30-man team as Roberts dances back in field. Good footwork, good strength as well. When it came, he was pretty direct and ends up making some good meters. Now Meadows. Offside. Wins the penalty. Nice story with Meadows as well. Had a lengthy amateur career with Shevington Sharks. Was actually on the tour with him a few years ago with Lancashire. And then he came back from the tour and signed for Swinton. So great to see him making advances in the game. Taking the ball forward once more. Wilkinson, ex-Oldham, popping the ball up. Case goes close. Off the ball! Spacing's all important now from a defensive point of view. That's a horrible play of the ball. And it's ruled a knock-on against Case. Tell you what, that's an interesting call, that, though, because that didn't look much different from when Graham McNally got seen.
I think you're right. I think the fact that he's won the play of the ball, he's got a Rochdale defender, on the opposite side. He's got to get out the way. It's up to the defender to get out the way there now. So a real mucky play of the ball, and I think you're right. I think it looked very similar to the McNally sin bin. If you see here, I think it's Penkovic who's on the other side of the play the ball. I don't think he's really rushing to get away from there as well.
He's kind of left himself in there, hasn't he?
I think Swinton's a bit unfortunate on that occasion.
Rochdale are hanging around. 20 points to 10, they trail. Hope you're enjoying this coverage this afternoon. Live and exclusive on the Sportsman. Dave Parkinson and Steve McCormack in commentary for you this afternoon. What better way to enjoy your tea than with a bit of rugby league?
Joe, that's last time I'm telling you.
Here's Breland.
Come on, get through.
Tries to get over the top of his man.
Move here, 3, Matt.
Brickhill stuck to the task grimly there. He's fired into that middle. It's definitely been a better start to this second half. It's far more direct to Rochdale Hornets.
Go.
Chase pops it back over his shoulder. Nice running from Forster. Quick play the ball as well. One-handed offload from Moy out wide to Callan. There's a forward pass been called. Got to say that was directly in line with us, and I've seen those given and I've seen those let go.
It was, yeah. It was certainly a line ball that now. There's a definite change of tactic what Rochdale are doing now. So Rangi Chase just turning the ball on the inside prior to that as well, and that's just testing the middles of Swinton, and that's allowing Fufu, Moy and Penkovic to run out from dummy half. So a change in tactic, great run here.
Superb break in the middle. Here's Mike Butt with the pace, and he crowns his 150th appearance with a try. An amazing finish there for the Swinton Lions. Great work up the middle. The offload came, and Mike Butt put the toes down.
Yeah, some resilience from this Swinton team, hasn't it? Because, you know, the first 13 minutes of this second half, it's been all Rochdale. But what an outstanding play there. Now, great support there from Butt. But it just goes to show the pace that this Swinton team's got, you know, from any part of the field. You know, he ran hard, got the initial breakthrough, some good support play, good ball from dummy half, little tip on. Draws Greg McNally, and then Butt, like he's done on all his 150 appearances. Scores a great try, but just good interplay there from the middles of Swinton. Great ball. That's a great ball, that, from Brickhill. And a well-deserved try from Swinton, although Rochdale's certainly been the better side in this first 14 minutes of this second half.
So Abram, 4 from 4 in the first half from the boot. Can he make it 5 from 5? 14 points is the gap at the moment. Make that 16. Flags are raised. It was never in doubt, that one, to be fair. 26 points to 10 here. Live and exclusive on the Sportsman. Your Betfred League One action between Swinton Lions and Rochdale Hornets. The Lions have the sway currently. And let's just look at this again. Beautiful play of this from Brickhill. Getting the ball back on the inside as well.
And again, that's not an accident, that, Dave. That's a pre-planned. You know, everybody likes seeing like fast-flowing rugby with that short, tight support play.
Stay behind him.
And you've got your winger there supporting like every good wingers do. But real good play from Brickhill.
Ball goes high up in the air from the restart. Hanson's underneath it. There's Case. Good yards.
Goes your way and penalising it.
There's plenty going backwards then for a moment. Pori's put himself into dummy half. I think he's just going to tuck this under his arm and make some more metres. Spins away from the first effort. But to do likewise. A bit more direct, that one. Taking on Penkovic. Perhaps getting the better of him. It's a quick play the ball. Wilkinson onto Hanson. Hanson puts it wide. Good run from Rodri Lloyd. He carves them up in the middle. Dances away from 2. Tries to burst through a third. Valiant tackle in the end from Penkovic, low down to stop him. Wilkinson spots a running opportunity, lays it off for Hanson. Hanson just stops and goes past the man. Well, the way he stopped and just moved through the gears again, that was superb. Here's Wilkinson, the flooding forward now. else. Pops it back right to Hanson, who's called for it again. He dances past one, pops it back on the inside. They've somehow managed to keep the line intact there, and I don't know how.
No, what a great set from Swinton there. They've marched this Rochdale team down the field with a couple of dummy half runs, and then Hanson's been really prominent in attack. He can't switch off when he's got the ball. He's running that little left foot step, little offload. But good work. I think it was Greg McNally and a couple of the other Rochdale players just got round the ball and stopped that definite try from Swinton.
16 minutes of the second half gone, 26-10 in favour of the Swinton Lions, who are attacking with their defence. Warinsey, though, buying his side some valuable metres from the back. McNally moving into dummy half now, just controlling that position. Moy puffs the cheeks, gets forward. Over the 30 he crashes. Benkovic hands it on to Warinsey. And Moy coming off the field for the Rochdale Hornets. So another change made in the middle. Joe Taylor getting back on the field as Benkovic clears his lines with the kick. That just looks like it picks up a bit too much momentum and goes over the dead ball line. And a 7-tackle set coming up here, Steve.
It is, yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. I think they marched this Swinton defence back, and I think, you know, they may be looking for a 40-20 originally, but they just stepped over the 40 mark. And what you want is the ball to hold up so your defensive line can get in there and put pressure on the Swinton attack. But it went dead, 7-tackle set, and Swinton's got some easy yards again.
That's why I've not done out.
Yeah, there's Mike Butts. Sets off another foray, gets over halfway. Quick play the ball to Wilkinson. He's again got free space to run into. He links with Rodri Lloyd. Wrapped up in the middle, and it's just this transition that Swinton do so well from being in defence and under a bit of pressure to coming out to a good attacking position.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with them. I think they're just nice and direct. Got some wingers and some centres that can win that first play of the ball, and then that allows players like Hanson and...
Nice hands from Brickhill, out to Hanson. Hanson threads the kick through. Kieran Dixon's after that one. He gets the first, wins the race, kicks it dead.
That allows the players like Hanson to put players on like that. So again, they've marched 100 metres here, and this Rochdale team is looking really tired. So expect more points from Swinton.
Crucial period of this game now, isn't it, for Rochdale Hornets? They need to somehow keep this Lions side at bay.
Yeah, they need to get the ball, don't they? They need to get the ball over this other end, and I think kicking, 7-tackle set and giving penalties away and forward passes in your own 30-metre line. Oh, they've got the ball back, just as we said. Great work from McNally.
Yeah, he's off free in the middle. Takes on Meadows, eventually falls to that hit just inside his own 40. Sheridan takes over, pops it up to Terra. He's well rested now. Fancy him to make an impact if there's going to be anybody that's going to make an impact for Rochdale.
Go.
Really? That's very direct too. Marches his side forward. Definitely need the next score in this game. Terra lays it off through hands. McNally all the way out to Dixon. Dixon well marshalled, well tackled out on that side. He's won a penalty though for his side. That challenge just went a little bit too high. It was a clash of the two small wingers.
It was, and they'll be disappointed with that. I think Lepore is giving that penalty away there. Now it was Dixon.
On the opposite side.
I think he's coming a little bit late, or just a little bit of a rub on the head. A cheap penalty. I'd like to see Rangi Chase get his hands on the ball more now, Dave. I think he's stuck to that left-hand side. I'd like to see him link up a little bit more with Sheridan on this right-hand side and have a bit more of a floating role within this team.
It's a good run from Forster at the start of this set. They're trying their level best to force him back, Rodri Lloyd. Here's Chase. Coming to this right-hand side, linking with Sheridan. Sheridan out to McNally. McNally misses 2 out. It comes up for Warinsey. Warinsey for the corner. It's another fantastic finish for Warinsey. He had work to do because it wasn't a clean pass, and he does it superbly. 2 tries now for Rob Warinsey.
Well, the spine of this team as well. Just mentioned about Rangi Chase linking up a little bit more with Sheridan, and they've done it again. They've done that. They've got the Rangi Chase run across the Swinton defensive line, gives a great ball to Sheridan. Sheridan gets to McNally, and it was a good pick-up that from Warinsey as well. His first try took some scoring, but McNally again, like all good fullbacks does, a long ball and a really good finish there from the winger.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Another superb score there for Warrincy. Look at that smile. 26 points to 14. He's dragged his side right back into it again. Don't know how many times I'm going to say that, Steve. It's going from end to end, and you just think that Swinton's took control, and then Rochdale come back.
It is, and that goes to show what kind of players that Rochdale's got in the team. What they do need to do is combine more, and they've done that. They've got some magic and some flair players in there, but when they combine, and when you've got your spine of your team, your 6, 7, your 9, your 1, when you've got that, the players that they've got, then they will score points.
So Sheridan, right out on this touchline. Steps in, sends it goalward. It's not going to come round enough though. And the scoreline remains 26 points to 14. Any sort of messages that you'd be sending on at this stage, Steve? You know, with your coaching experience for both sides, I suppose.
I think Rochdale need to complete this set now, because whenever they've scored, they've failed to complete the next set. Not only have they failed to complete, they've failed to complete in their own 20 or 30 metre line, and then Swinton's got the ball back. So they need to follow this up now. There's plenty of time left. You only have to, get that winning score at the very end of the game. So they need a good set here, a real good kick, long kick, good chase, put this Swinton team under some massive pressure.
We're into the last quarter, and Rochdale Hornets will come forward through Benyon. He'll never throw in the towel. It's live and exclusive this for you on the Sportsman this afternoon, and just as I say that, the error comes in.
Yeah, it's been a regular occurrence from this Rochdale team as well. They'll be so disappointed with that, because they've been really inconsistent in that. And to be fair, Benyon's been the star player again, but it's a loose carry. You've got to give credit to the Swinton defenders, but when you score, you've got to come up with a good set and then put your opposition under even more pressure. And every time Rochdale scored, they failed to do that. And who's going to bet against Swinton scoring some more points now?
17 minutes remaining. For a good line-up down this left-hand side off the back of the scrum. And they've took it right. What do I know? As Wilkinson darts for 5 metres.
Here we are.
Still look like they've got a good line-up into this middle of the field. Case. Tough work from him. It's a big carry. Directly in front of the post. He's tackled. Hanson. Late off to Brickhill. Brickhill beats the first man. Can't escape the clutches of Brearley. Don't suppose many can. Abram into dummy half. Pops it up there for Meadows. Oh, he looks to have knocked on there. Crowd got a bit excited to our left-hand side, and he has been ruled a knock-on. Hatton returns to the field for Swinton Lions in place of Brickhill. He's been good since going on the field.
Yeah, I think he's been outstanding there now, and I think that play, just that crash ball near the line from Swinton, they had a couple of players going out the back, and on that left edge, Rochdale certainly was short on numbers, and Swinton had stacked that with numbers, so there's some definite points on there. But you've got to give some credit to the Rochdale defence. Resilient, hard-working, and stopped a definite try-scoring opportunity.
Dixon just clearing his own 20-metre line there. He can play it to Chase. He pops it left. Good run from Forster. Great yards from Forster. Eventually put down. Still inside his own 40-metre line. Chase. Short ball there for Benyon. Had to concentrate on taking it in, however, and that meant that he lost a bit of impetus. Forced backwards in that challenge. Now Tara. Roby's back on for Swinton. He's straight into the action as well with the tackle. Penkovic. Long kick from him. However, referee still got his arm aloft. Someone's going to have to go and fetch that ball.
Reset that play of the ball. He's moved forward off the
Had a little check on the fitness of Penkovic. He's going to let him have another go, aren't you?
I was going to say, yeah, he's had a little go at it. It'll be interesting now, because this wing will just drop back a little bit, and will they go for this power play on this right edge? But we'll see.
It's the slowest ball return that I've seen in ages. Eventually, it'll reach Joe Taylor, who'll look to play it, and they'll get another opportunity. Into the middle it comes. There's a run through the middle. Last tackle has been reached now. It's a different play, a different player. Rangi Chase pumping the ball high. Abrams underneath it. Confident take from it. He steps back into the middle, takes on Tara, almost beats him, but the Fijian grabs hold of him.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more of an attacking kick from there. I think it was good pressure from Roby there on Rangi Chase, but it'd be nice to get it in that no man's land really, so your attacking defenders can put that full-back under a little bit more pressure.
Swinton moving this ball left. Here's Roberts once more. I mentioned him having a quiet first half, and they played more out to him this second, haven't they?
Yeah, he's a good player, Max. You know, again, fortunate enough to work with him with Wigan Academy and scholarship, and he can play in a number of positions, and he's had a great first half to the season, and they are using him more in the second half.
Lewis Hatton to play it on halfway. Roby spots something, heads off on a run. Oh, it's put down by Hanson, cleaned up by Chase, who pops it up for no one in particular.
That way.
Referee will rule a knock on, the first knock on.
Middle.
And we'll have another opportunity. This time it's going to be a scrum. Head and feed to Rochdale Hornets.
First one.
Yeah, I think it was good work from Chase there. He's come out the line, identified that Hanson was going to get the ball off Roby. Not the best pass from Roby. Should have probably had a little go and took it right deep into the defensive line. But these set pieces, these scrums, these are where you want your Rangi Chase, your Greg McNally to step up. You know, them one-on-one opportunities.
So let's see what Rochdale Hornets can come up with in this play. Rangi Chase dances past one. He's still so classy when you get him on the ball, isn't he? The play just inside Swinton half. McNally. Back to this middle, but not enough movement forwards as far as Rochdale are concerned. Can they find it now? Tara has the ball dislodged. Penalty goes his way, however. Well, they're inviting Rochdale on them, aren't they?
Yeah,
Swinton.
they are, and you can't do it. There's still plenty of time left to get a couple of scores, and we've seen what they can do. We've seen what Rochdale can do, even in that first half when they was under the pressure all that time. But you can't invite players like Rochdale having to the 20-metre line.
So it's played to Penkovic, and Tara straightens things up once again. It's definitely a cult figure amongst Rochdale Hornets supporters. Directly in front of the posts. Took a knock there for his trouble as it goes left to Chase. Chase plays it off. There's Forster, well caught there. Excellent tackle from Hanson.
It's just a nothing play, wasn't it? You know, he had somebody at the back or somebody coming on the inside like they're doing now.
Yeah, and there's Brearley. Flicks the ball back to Sheridan. Sheridan playing basketball, gets the offload away. Oh, the pass has been real forward. That one won't count from Foden.
He tips it forward.
Good play as well, wasn't it, from that Rochdale team? Close support. Chase running across the line, just drop off.
But they need to have a second grab.
Inside ball and a good offload. The referee saying that it's a forward pass. Great work again.
About 28, but I've not stopped.
Now Luke Foden, he's another player that in the past has played Barlow representative for Lancashire. He's unlucky to get that one ruled out in some respects, isn't he? But yeah, 12 minutes or so remaining here on your live and exclusive game on the Sportsman Betfred League One action. I'll come to you in about 5 or 6 minutes, Steve, for your choice for player of the game. So I'll maybe get you thinking caps on between now and then. I'd like to give you a bit of notice. Oh, and it's a penalty that'll go the way of Swinton Lions. From the base of the scrum. Tap taken by Roby. They weren't alert to it with Rochdale. He's just marched his way out easy 15 metres down the road.
He's been good, hasn't he, when he's carried. He's still a very young 9. He's had some good experience at Warrington and Huddersfield. And he's been a real bright spark when he's picked up from dummy half.
I remember seeing him playing for England Youth a few years ago and I thought he was a prospect then, to be fair.
Yeah, he's a Crossfields player, I think. He lives from Crossfields.
To Swinton, making progress steadily. There's Charnock, brushes away from one, straightens up. He's actually been quite potent in attack this year, not really noted for his try scoring, but he scored 5 already this year as Roby darts away. Options left and right, gives it to Else. Never really on that way. To be fair, it was well mashed the other side as well. Last tackle in this set. Out with Hanson on the right.
Give 10, Dad.
Pumps it high. Dixon underneath it. Good take from him. Bit of open pasture to run into. Gets away from 2. Dances past another. Eventually upended. He's won a penalty. There's a bit of a push in the background, which is what the player's been penalised for.
They've still got a chance here, haven't they? I think Chase will punt this ball 20-30 metres down the sideline.
Good kick that as well.
Some good field position here now, and I think similar to the last couple of tries that Warrants has scored, you'd set up on this. They need some push as well. Push with that ball. Set up on this left post and have a left to right side shift to Warrants' side.
I mean, that was a cracking first carry from Forster. Looking to do likewise down the middle. Foden.
So get squared again.
He'll stand and play this to Penkovic. Chase lines it up. Gets a one-handed offload back to Sheridan. Sheridan comes back left. Needs an option. Nobody ran off him then. Just makes you half look foolish when you've no one running off you.
Yeah, you need people just moving up with the ball, don't you? Supporting there now, and you know all Swinton's doing, they're just lining up, holding the line, and very easy to defend.
Penkovic, never the easiest of players to defend against, asking questions, but again, this right side attack a little bit laboured in moving up. Last tackle, McNally has it, chips over the top into no man's land. Well taken by, I was going to say well taken by Charnock, but he's lost it and it's gone backwards. What's the referee's decision here? He's pointing at someone who's knocked on. He's having a really quick discussion, and it's going to be Swinton's head and feed.
Yeah, I think quite fortunate Swinton as well there. I think it was potentially a knock on from Swinton.
Rodri Lloyd was certainly in the frame there, wasn't he?
About 10, boys, keep it going.
Swinton will thank their lucky stars. Up by 12 points in this one. 8 minutes or so remaining in this entertaining clash from Betfred League One between these two great old rivals. Swinton Lions 26, Rochdale Hornets 14. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage this afternoon on the Sportsman. I've got to say how much I've enjoyed commentating on this game as well, to be honest, Steve. It's been a delight.
It's been a brilliant game, yeah. I think the way it started and local derby, and this man's been good value, hasn't he? Lepore, I know you mentioned about player of the match. There's a number of contenders for that, but what a fantastic game.
And the referee's cleaned the tackle count down as well. So Swinton will move forward with a fresh set under their hand. Roby off the deck to Brogan. He had such a positive start to the game as well, did Brogan. Disappears underneath that challenge. That headed his way from Brearley. Hanson back over his shoulder for Lewis Hatton. Well, there's not much of him, Lewis Hatton, but he always makes ground, doesn't he?
No, he's been good. He's been good. His first stint was fantastic. So
and it's wide. Oh, a timely intercept by McNally. He didn't clean it up, kicked the ball forward, and fortuitously it's ended up in the arms there of George Roby.
Yeah, he's just got to drop on the ball though, hasn't he? As McNally, but again, Lepore just putting this Swinton team on the front foot again.
Well, they can just calm themselves down a little bit here, can't they? 6 and a bit minutes to go.
On now, what you're on now.
Straightforward plays out of dummy half. It's buying the meters. It's dragging defenders in. It's keeping Rochdale honest, and they're giving away a penalty.
Bit sloppy, isn't it, the game now? I think there's a lot of tiredness creeping in. Well, both sides, I think, just giving a few penalties away, giving a few errors. They're going to go for goal, and that's probably the right call from Swinton. Could kill the game with his 2 points.
Yes, he points to Abram, points to the posts, and brings the fullback forward again. 6 minutes to go. This to make it 28 points to 14 in favour of the Lions.
Doesn't it make a big difference when you're kicking the goals as well? You know, your conversions and your penalties. You know, Abram's been prolific so far during this game, and that's probably been the difference between the two sides on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Sheridan's on the kit one for his troubles this afternoon. So Abram setting his sights, taking his time. Ground's fallen silent. Big mark of respect this from the Swinton fans. No catcalls from the Rochdale supporters either. The flags go up. It's 28 points to 14. Could that be the match-winning advantage?
You'd think so, wouldn't it? You'd think that Rochdale now will put a short kick in. Chase or Sheridan will get that ball, and they've got a few 7-footers in this Rochdale team, so you'll fancy them, being having a good go at this short kick-off. They've got to try something different. I think the call's gone out. I think Rodri Lloyd will just be setting up on that right edge, just expecting this short kick-off from Sheridan.
We'll see how this set eventuates, Steve, and I'll come to you for your player of the match, if that's okay. 75 minutes on the clock. Hornets taking the time. We'll try something here.
Okay.
Well, it's a short restart. Rodri Lloyd has fielded it with ease. Carries 2 players forward on his back over that 40-metre line.
Oh dear.
And they had to go for it. They had to try and get the ball back, I feel.
Yeah, it wasn't executed as well as probably what Sheridan would have wanted, but Lloyd was just set on there. The message would have gone out from the short kick-off, and I think it'll just be safety first now from Rochdale.
So Butt plays it. Roby gives it to that man Charnock. Works his way through the first tackler.
This line, 3. Got 3.
So Roby to his left-hand side. Else back over his shoulder. Here's Mitch Cox. Just had the arm free for a second. Takes a facial for his troubles as well. He'll stand and play it on the 30-metre line. Charnock gets himself involved. Hands it on to Brogan. Straightforward drive again from the big fella. Last tackle reached.
5.
We'll be looking round, head on a swivel, puts it left to Else. Else runs, links, and gives the ball on a plate there for Mitch Cox, who rolled through the gap and to the post. And there's your game winner. Mitch Cox going right through the gap. Great ball to him, and it's 32 points to 14.
Yeah, what a try to finish this game there now. And Else has been threatening to do this all game. But the one thing he does, he straightens the the line. As soon as he gets it, his first thought is, I'm going to run at you. He targets the 3rd defender in from Rochdale. As you can see there now, run, I'm going to tie you in, drags the centre in.
We agree or we don't agree.
And what an outstanding line from Cox. Just what you want your back rowers to do. Good ball from dummy half, straight right into the teeth of the Rochdale defence. And then just a real good, probably reflects the game, this score now. I think Swinton's been really dominant. And the Swinton Lions supporters and coaching staff and everybody concerned can be really pleased with the day's work.
So Abram directly in front of the posts. We'll see what happens with the kick, and then we'll pick for your player of the game, I think.
We might have 5 minutes, perhaps.
So Abram taking his time. Been faultless so far with the boot. 6 from 6, 34 points to 14 now in favour of the Swinton Lions. And Steve, who are you going for?
Yeah, there's a few contenders, isn't there? I think from the Rochdale team. Just from that play alone, Rangi Chase, the try they scored was unbelievable. I think Benyon deserves a really good call for what he's done. Obviously, Warrants has scored a couple. And then from this Swinton side, you've had some standouts. You've had people like Lepore, who's took the carries and won early tackles. You've had both halfbacks. You've had George Roby as well, who's made an impact. I'm naming them all, aren't I? But to be fair, I think Rodri Lloyd's been really good. I think he's done everything, all the tough carries, defended well, led his team, scored a really important try. So I'm going to go for Rodri Lloyd.
So our player of the match is Swinton Lions, number 11, Rodri Lloyd, out on the right-hand side as Lepore picks up the ball and goes forward past the halfway line. He's worked himself to a standstill as Rodri Lloyd, done a lot of the stuff that you don't get heralded for, as Brogan skips through that first tackle. 34 points to 14 here. Set restart has been ruled as it comes left through Charnock and Else onto Cox. Still motors his way forward towards the 20-metre mark. Roby, link with Lewis Hatton. That's another great run from Hatton. Inside the 20 he goes. Does Hanson want it? Yes, he does. Lloyd is lurking, the kick comes in, they're after it. McNally had to be brave there, getting down on the ball.
Yeah, he's done well there. He's had a good go as well, Greg McNally, hasn't he? But that's a good kick there. If you don't score and you don't get a repeat set, you want your opposition to be right on their try line, and that's where Rochdale are. So gives Swinton a good opportunity now to get off that line. You know, get numbers in the tackle, get the bodies in front, get bodies on top, and put some real pressure on this last tackle kick.
Into the hands of the timekeepers now. Swinton Lions, impressive victors this afternoon. Rochdale Hornets trying to play with it inside their own 30. It's out with Calland, onto Arinsi, who's been very good for his 2 tries this afternoon. Tackled on his own 40, plays it to Sheridan. Sheridan ducks forward. Into the middle it comes with Chase. Double kick from him. Nice pick up. Here's Roger Lloyd. Oh, the referee has spotted a little knock on there. He won't get the try maybe his efforts deserve. And the game finishes. The hooter sounded behind us. A victory for Swinton Lions by 34 points to 14. Hugs and high fives all round as far as the Swinton Lions are concerned. It's a job well done for them, Steve.
Yeah, well deserved, well deserved. We knew it was going to be a tough game. We knew it was going to be an entertaining game, but you know, I thought we were a lot better than I expected as well, to be fair. I think both sides have showed some fantastic play with the ball, but it's all about Swinton Lions today. I thought the way they approached the game, I think the start was important. They started with some real intent, played a real exciting brand of football, well coached, and a well-deserved 2 points for them. I think they were fantastic today.
So 34 points to 14, commanding in the end from Swinton Lions. They took the chances better, didn't they, and really crafted and grafted for this win.
I think they did. I think you know, there was consistently well throughout the game. I think Rochdale had some real good team points within the game. I think they relied a little bit too much on individuals for long periods, but when they went back into the game plan that probably Matt had put in place, they were fantastic as well. I thought they scored some great tries, but yeah, I thought Swinton really deserved everything they got. You know, a lot of the stuff they did, you know, the kick chases, the kick pressure, you know, working back and getting back behind the ball quicker. I think Alan Coleman and his coaching staff, I've just seen Conor Farrell coming past here, who's made a great impact since finishing Wigan, this transition into a coach. Real good day for Swinton.
A really good day indeed, yeah. 34 points to 14. Keeps them well in the hunt, doesn't it, at the top of the end of this Betfred League One table, and it's starting to hot up now, isn't it?
It is. Some good teams. It's a good division, isn't it? It's a good division. You know, Keighley, Doncaster, North Wales, Swinton, Rochdale will be in the mix at the end of it, and then there'll always be some teams who'll start creeping up from the bottom or the middle of the table. So, yeah, real good league.
So that's the tail of the tape. Brogan, Roby, Lloyd, Butt and Cox scoring for the Swinton Lions. 7 out of 7 from Abram, and then Sheridan and Warinsi with his 2 tries. Sheridan kicking a goal. 34 points to 14. And let's have a look at you know, some of these scores, because it was impressive in this game, I felt.
Yeah, that man Hansen again there. That was just the offloads here. They just stayed alive. Men behind the ball, keeping moving. And Brogan, who was really impressive, I thought got a well-deserved try. Hansen marshalled his team really well, was a handful all day. But I thought the middles of Swinton, this man included, was fantastic. Then you've got Roby just scanning there now. It was some poor marker work from this Rochdale team. You don't want a 9 jumping over from dummy half, and that's what Swinton did, and that's what Roby's real good at. And then what about this little pass here, this little flick pass to Sheridan? You won't see a better try, better skill anywhere in rugby league. Wow.
That's glorious,
unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. And just look at that. Little flick inside. Nobody really knew what was happening with it, apart from the Rochdale players. And then again, it was this man, Roger Lloyd, our player of the game today, did all the little things well. 3 players holding on to him, but leg drive, fast feet, and then just managed to get that long arm over the try line. Referee in great position, and he was excellent. He's very consistent, is Roger Lloyd, and that was a big score in a crucial time as well, because Rochdale were getting right back into this game.
Yeah, he was very, very consistent today, Rodri.
And then a couple of times where they've combined, so Sheridan, Rangi Chase, Breel just went straight across, McNally, Calland, and then a good finish from Warrants, his first try back since coming out of retirement. Just that well-known trademark fast feet. But I didn't think they did this quite enough. There's the combination between the spine of the team, the 6-7, the 1. You know, because when they did that, I thought they played some scintillating stuff, and this try showed that, and I think they scored something very similar in latter in the game. But good to see Warrington going over. Then this little tip on, just a little tip on going forward, and then Butt, his 150th appearance today, just going straight under the posts. But Swinton did that all day, that little flat pass, little flat support. They had numbers around that ball. McNally did his best to stop that pass. But great work. And then little quick restart there from McNally. And again, some individual work from him, along with some of the other ones from Rochdale, but they probably didn't do enough. And then this warrants a try again, Rangi Chase. Across field, McNally linking up. And what about that take there again from Warrington there now? Took some scoring. Two of the Swinton defenders coming across. But there's no way they was going to stop Warrington from that close to the line. And then what about Lewis Elts going right into the teeth of the Rochdale line? And then Cox, great second row play, just holding tight lead line. There was somebody at the back. I think it was Abram out the back. But Lewis Elts there now, little soft pass. He tried it a couple of times during the first half. Wasn't successful, but on that occasion he was.
Great score, that one. 34 points to 14. And let's now head down to Paul Kidd, who's speaking to man of the match, Rodri Lloyd.
Well, Rodri, first and foremost, many congratulations. You've just won the Betfred Player of the Match.
Thank you. No, it was a great game. I must admit, I thought Rochdale really took it to us today, but I thought we stood up and fronted up, and I thought it was a fantastic spectacle.
As we just mentioned, Rodri, you've won the Player of the Match, a try scorer as well during the game. But just a quick mention for all your teammates out there, they showed an awful lot of resilience throughout that game and a lot of patience.
Yeah, we did, and we spoke a lot about that. You know, we didn't expect to lose 2 games so early on. But what I will say is, you know, we've bounced back, and you know, we've won 8 from 8 now, and we're on a roll. So we've come up against, you know, Oldham and Rochdale, were 2 tough derbies for us, and we've performed and got 2 results. So no, we're a happy camp.
A happy camp indeed. And just how important was it today to get sort of the monkey off your back, so to speak? Obviously, the 2 games that you have lost this season have been North Wales and the Keighley Cougars, who were up in the top 3, and Rochdale, obviously before the game, closely behind in 4th.
Yeah, exactly. And I think in a way it took a bit of pressure off us, because we were favourites at the start of the year. But you know, by losing those 2 games, it's taken a bit of pressure on us, and we can just, you know, start chasing the front too. But you know, like I said, I think North Wales lost again today, so anyone can beat anyone in this league, and you know, it's a fantastic league, and everyone's up for grabs, really.
Rodri, once again, congratulations and many thanks for joining us after the game.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Alan, first and foremost, you must be absolutely delighted with that victory today.
Yeah, and obviously people know it's a local derby, and Rochdale's one of the top sides in our division, and you know, you've got to work hard for them wins, and I thought our boys worked really hard today. You know, I thought there was quite discipline in everything they did, and structure-wise, a game plan we needed to complete, and we completed very hard, to be honest.
You talked there about completing. You mentioned that prior to the game today. One of the things that really stood out for the Lions today was obviously the patience and composure. That must really please you.
Yeah, we've got two half-backs. We've only played them 3 times together this season. They're quite young, and you know, they're learning, and they're always learning. But the good thing about them is they're composed players, and nothing phases them as such. And you can't give Rochdale, you know, too much ball, as you get punished, like they showed on their tries they scored. So we have to be really patient with ball.
And finally, not just playing Rochdale today, but it's been a massive day for the club today. Obviously, the supporters have turned out in numbers, but not just that, it's been the past players reunion as well. What sort of message can you give to the past players and the supporters supporters for today?
I just think, like you said, it's been a great crowd. I know upstairs on the corporate side it was a sellout and high numbers, so it's really good for the club. And you know, we're a small club, but we don't want to stop growing. We want to keep going and going, and we want to capture that Manchester area as well, where we can increase numbers. And like you said, the past players today, hopefully they've all gone away and enjoyed it and come back again.
Alan, thanks for joining us and congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Matt, thanks for joining us straight after the game. But first of all, obviously, it must be a little bit of disappointment there.
Yeah, obviously, you know, disappointed with the performance like that. I thought we got out enthused. Too many penalties, too many back to ones, too many errors with the ball, especially coming out of yardage. It was just a nightmare from start to finish, to be honest. You know, we lost that Baker, who's not played for 3 or 4 games in the warm-up, and we didn't deserve to win, to be honest. I thought they thoroughly deserved the win.
There was obviously a sense of frustration there prior to the game. You've had to sort of cope with 2 weeks off, and then, as you say, you lose a player during the warm-up. Just how much influence has that had on the result today, do you think?
Well, you never know how it's going to pan out. We look tired today, and we've had time off, which sometimes it doesn't always work. And we've got another week off again next week, and we've got Hunslet the week after. At Hunslet, who've beat North Wales today, I think. So it doesn't get any easier, does it? But we're not dead and buried. There's a long way to go in the season, and I'm sure there's a lot more to come from this team.
Matt, thanks for joining us. Thank you.
No problem. Cheers.
Steve, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, impressive Swinton, great game. I thought some of the skill levels from Rochdale was also very good. I think it bodes well for the remainder of the season for both sides. Rochdale's got a lot to think about. I think they've got a great coach in Matt Calland, but today's all about Swinton.
So that's us just about done and dusted here at Heywood Road. Do remember that you can keep tuning into the Sportsman throughout the year for more excellent rugby league coverage. But this is Dave Parkinson and Steve McCormack signing out here from Heywood Road, safe in the knowledge that Swinton Lions are on the winning run tonight, 34 points to 14 against local rivals Rochdale Hornets.